men in that aspect where we kind of hoard shit because you never know when you're going to need it in the future, and if you end up throwing it away, then like a week or so down the line, you're like, "Fuck, I needed that." So,
or 2 years down the line, you're
yeah,
like,
exactly.
I feel like that's a result of being too critical of yourself. Because if you're so critical of yourself that you get angry that you didn't throw away the coffee can, that you threw away the coffee can, but you could have used it for something, and now you're angry at yourself, and so the next time there's a coffee can, even if you don't need it, you're gonna fucking save it. I feel like you're just being too critical of yourself, man.
Have you explained to your wife, Duke, how coffee cans can be used as security devices to alert when intruders are approaching your perimeter?
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of applications.
Yep.
It's just it's a balance. It's good for a balance because she's fine with like 5 coffee cans, but it's the 6th one. So I can understand that.
I mean, I get that, like intervals of 5 or something,
Every can needs a purpose.
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, it's good. It's healthy for me. I have to have balance.
So how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Late Night with E Honda, the greatest show on all of the internet, bigger than even what's his name? I forget.
James Yeager.
James Yeager, Hank Strange, all of those fuckers. Anyway, we're just here chilling tonight. Got the night off of work, so I can hang out with you fine people and talk to the people in the panel, and wherever the conversation goes is where it goes. Don't have anything fucking planned, so if you guys have any points of conversation or questions or whatever it is that you'd like to get to, give me an @ehonda, and I'll try to get to all of those. If you definitely have something you'd like to get to, super chats are not necessary, but always welcome, and thank you in advance for everyone who participates in that. And speaking of which, Daniel says, no NEA, peace. All right. We'll see you, Daniel.
No, he said no NEA, no peace.
Oh. Like no justice, no peace.
Yeah.
I thought he was saying like, no Matt, fuck off. I'm Tonight's chat is also brought to you by Breckenridge Vodka. I don't know. I'd never tried it before, but it seemed fancy. And I wanted to drink some vodka that's not going to give me a hangover. And I'm tired of Rittenhouse Rye. It's disgusting. It's honestly terrible.
You bought it by name alone.
Yeah, I've had this shit since the trial ended. I can't drink it. Like, you guys want to come over and drink? I got Rittenhouse Rye. You can have all you want.
Well, like, I don't like rye or whiskey really that much either. So, like, if I was going to drink that, I would just, like, down it and then back it with something, like, sugary. Like, just get rid of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It just tastes so much like... It has, like, that oak flavor to it so fucking much that it's gross to me.
What's also been, like, your go-to drink now for how many weeks? Like...
Oh, it's been my, like, last resort drink because I ran out of everything else. Yeah. Shit happens. Anyway, fucking goddamn work sucks ass, and I'm tired of it, and I wish I could not do it anymore. What's the line from Office Space?
The worst day of my life every time you see me or something. I don't remember exactly. Something to that effect.
No, where he's like, I really don't like it, and I'm just not gonna go anymore.
I'm just not gonna go anymore.
So you mean you quit? No, I'm just not gonna show up. Wendy Howler says NEA is pulling a stone guy on us. On that note, does that mean Wendy Howler's leaving too? It's just like everybody's like, hey, we don't like Honda. We only like never enough ammo, and since he's here, go fuck yourself. Got it. Duly noted. The camaraderie and loyalty is astounding. So what's up with you guys?
Nothing. Not a whole hell of a lot.
Same here.
Didn't your car just break again or some shit, Angry?
Mine? Fuck no.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to put new tires on it. I had to put my old tires back on it, but that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, tires are a bitch. I just got new tires for my car because it's was supposed to snow for the first time, and like I got them in the perfect timing because like it snowed like 7 times since then in Colorado.
Well, mine I had to put on because I had with me moving, like I don't want to move back to the Northeast during the winter time and have low profile tires on. So I had to change them out anyways, and the tires that I had on were already like they were coming up to being done and needing to get replaced anyway. And then one of them blew out on me, so I was like, fuck it. Like they need to be changed out anyways. I still have my stock rims with tires on it from like 2 years ago. And those tires are perfectly good. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just throw those back on and wait till I move, get new tires put on probably in the spring or the summer. Go from there.
Are you staying within the state or are you moving out of state?
No, I'm moving back to Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so.
Great Death says use it for cooking if it tastes bad. What do you use whiskey for cooking? Like what shit would you put whiskey in?
Sauces.
Yeah, sauces. You can do cakes.
Mm-hmm.
A couple different things like that. Yeah, you can.
What's that shit that our grandparents always had? The fucking fruitcake, and they douse it with fucking brandy or whatever.
Listen, there's a big difference between fruitcake and a good fruitcake. Like a good fruitcake is awesome because it actually, like, you can taste a little bit of the alcohol in it. Like, you can taste the flavors. It's not just like the shit you get at Walmart.
Yeah, like the fruitcake is the most misunderstood thing in like cooking. The actual thing, like homemade back in the day, like turn of the century, is amazing. The thing that they sell at the grocery store is like ridiculous.
Well, I always thought it was just gross and disgusting because when they made it back in the day, they didn't have like candy and good stuff to eat. So that was like their, like it's better than an apple.
You could always make like rum balls, but instead of rum, do Rittenhouse rye balls.
There you go.
The fuck is a rum ball?
It's like
never heard of a
Yeah. It's like a candy basically with like rum in it.
Or kind of like a not necessarily a cake pop, like a little cake ball, but it's just a dessert.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a small yeah.
All right. You learn something new every day. Little Jesus says he's a tequila man.
I respect that. I too enjoy a good tequila.
I don't mind a margarita or a shot of tequila, but I don't like getting like wasted just drinking tequila.
Yeah,
see, I like it from the standpoint of like I'll just get a whatever tequila like on the rocks, and like I can sit there and just walk around and sip that all night long while everyone else is like going through 4 well drinks. Like I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna have my one and just kind of maybe I'll get a second, but I'll just walk around and sip it and enjoy it and have fun.
Wendy Howler says, not leaving, just reminiscing on the good old days. All right.
It's the days of.
I was giving you shit anyway. Like
the before times.
If you got somewhere to be,
Dude, like we were joking about the before times when COVID happened, but seriously, there was the before times when things were normal.
Yeah,
dude, things have
when the oceans drank Atlantis.
Exactly.
Speaking of conspiracy theories, when it comes to oceans, the ocean, I found this out today. The ocean is essentially a soup.
Yeah, I heard the same thing.
What do you mean?
If you think about it, the ocean is a soup. It's water, salt, vegetables, and meat.
Yeah, it's pretty salty soup.
It is a salty soup, but it is a soup.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I've got nothing. Eduardo Espinosa says, I just learned from a lot of YouTubers on January, it's basically vacation for YouTubers because it's the lowest ad revenue of the year.
Really?
It's a good thing I make like $5 a year in ad revenue. Sorry, I just got all my tax shit.
So where are you going on that $5?
He's going to Burger King.
I could probably get some Taco Bell. Paid for about a quarter bottle of that vodka right there. Super Bad says listening to your chat while watching Rick and Morty. Dude, when is new Rick and Morty coming out? Like ever?
I don't know. I mean, we waited like over a year for the last season. It was actually like 2 years, I think.
Is it that hard to produce? I mean, South Park makes fucking new episodes like, like the news happens today. They write the episode tomorrow. The episode's out the day after that.
Well, not everyone can be South Park.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to be the best. It's hard to even come close to the best. South Park is the best fucking cartoon. I don't care what you say.
Nah, Rick and Morty's better.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
On sheer volume alone, as well as the quality of that volume,
it's not the size that
undeniable. It's undeniable.
It's not the size that matters, hon. It's how you use it.
Yeah, and South Park uses it very well.
Size matters not.
Exactly.
Dude, they bought the fucking Las Delicias. Not Las Delicias. That's the other Mexican restaurant that I like. The
really shitty one that everyone was saying?
Yeah, with the cliff divers. What's it fucking called? Casa Bonita. There we go. Sorry, I'm tired.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Your lack of enthusiasm only tells me that you're not a Coloradan, so that's fine.
You are correct. I am not. Place tried to kill me with their elk meatballs.
The Casa Bonita elk meatballs?
No, it wasn't Casa Bonita. It was, I don't even know what the name of that.
I don't think I would eat elk meatballs from Casa Bonita. I'm just saying I've been to Casa Bonita. Like, that doesn't seem like the thing you would eat there.
I don't remember what the name of that Italian restaurant was. Or not Irish pub or whatever.
Well, I'm making a poll here.
I feel like he's making a best cartoon series poll or something.
No, just for the chat.
Oh, okay.
All right. Where did it go?
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, why does it? Okay, so ignore the yes and no. I fucked up. I don't know why it has yes and no in it also.
Everyone vote yes.
Oopsie daisies. Well, so far South Park is winning, and no is a close second.
That's fine.
Yeah, dude, I just slept for shit last night. Like, I fucking finally got done talking. I was talking to you, Ray, last night.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'll just put on Deep Space Nine and fucking lay down and turn on my fan and try to get some sleep. And it did not work. I woke up like
say we just need to find a woman that's like a refrigerator, and then solve your problem.
They're always cold though, and
that's the thing though. I'm like a furnace, dude. Like I just like fucking create heat, and I can't even help it.
They put their feet on you, and they want to warm themselves up, and they just suck all the warmth out of my body. Oh, just saying.
It's sucking the something out of your body. Justin Grimm says, "Tell Ray to get back on Instagram."
No, that's done. Like, it probably getting deleted, to be honest.
Why?
It's over. I'm done with it. I do not want to do it anymore. I hate the people there. Like, I could go in, like, it's a really in-depth thing, man. Like, there's not a single fucking redeeming quality of that. The only reason I haven't deleted it is because I still have pictures there that I don't have anywhere else I need to save them. I would literally rather light myself on fire than do Instagram ever again.
Is it because of the Nazis?
It's because of all the fucking assholes that I have to deal with, man. Nazis and otherwise. Fuck everyone. Like, anyone who liked what I did on Instagram, it will never happen again. Much like the knife making thing. Like, I've been going through a lot of shit, and Instagram and that shit, that was just, cannon fodder, basically. It's gone.
Bantha fodder.
Like a bantha.
Sorry.
Houdini.
Tara sent you a pic. Would hop on, but getting everything packed up and ready to go to work. Let me pull up. And hello. Sorry, too many windows open. Screen share. Tara sent a pic. Okay, what do we have here? Looks like leeks, beef, and bread.
Looks pretty good.
Beefy bread.
It's really.
I do like leeks, man. Leeks are really good. Like if you're ever making a stew and it calls for onion, grab a leek instead and cut that up. If you don't know what a leek is, you should eat more vegetables.
Eduardo Espinoza, the trolls didn't win. I decided I have better things to do with my life than interact with fucking Instagram. I'll be back in a little bit.
Yep.
All right.
Daniel says, did y'all make up with our Lord and Savior Night Strike? Hey, just for the record, whatever happened, I was just here. I didn't propagate anything. I did not say a word to Night Strike. That being said, I also did not stop anybody from saying that Night Strike has 17 kinds of herpes. So,
well, we're all big boys here. And if you can't handle being with big boys, you probably shouldn't jump on a chat.
For once, I didn't pick on him. I was actually kind to.
That was a light raz.
Night Strike.
Light raz.
Night Strike. I'm talking to you right now. I said nothing about your current herpes status. That's all. I honestly didn't, dude. And he rage quit. I don't know what to say about it. It sucks.
What happened? I missed it. I've been out of touch for a bit.
I'll tell the story.
Go on.
He was being razzed for about 23 seconds.
Literally, it was not very long. It was like
it was
a
light.
Minute tops.
It was about something that isn't true, possibly, and it was just 23 seconds of a light razz, and he freaked out and rage quit. And then we tried to make up with him in the group chat, and he kept just giving us all middle fingers. So,
dude, imagine if so Night Strike. How many of the women do you think Night Strike has
courted?
0.
Okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. And
Night Strike has never once seen a vagina in person. He's a fucking virgin and he's asexual. Fuck that motherfucker. I hate Night Strike so goddamn much. I hope he dies in fire.
Jesus. All right.
Jesus.
That was a Night Strike reaction.
How do you like it, Night Strike? How do you like it when other people freak out at you the way you freak out at them? Fuck him.
Okay.
Damn.
Let's pump the brake here. I don't know what I was even going to say. I was going to say something there. It's gone, dude. Whatever it wasn't awkward.
Why I left. I'm sorry.
I myself do not hold the same beliefs.
Night Strike, if you want to apologize, then maybe we can talk. I tried apologizing to you, and you told me to fuck off. So how about this? You and I, if we're ever in the chat again, this is how it's going to be. Good luck.
Oh, God. I look forward to that.
Can we get Night Strike on?
Round one.
Please get Night Strike on. I'm in a mood to talk to Night Strike.
Oh my lord. I don't even remember what I was going to say, honestly.
It probably doesn't compare.
Well,
no, it doesn't. Whatever it was, it wasn't important.
That's what happened. It was just a little bit of razzing that everybody gets every chat, and couldn't handle it. Then you got rude with a couple people, so a little bit out of line.
Man, if I apologize to you, I don't apologize to anyone. So if you tell me to fuck off, I take that a very, very harsh way, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of you if I apologize to you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's understandable.
Motherfucker.
All right. Well,
Wow.
I don't know. I honestly, I don't think Night Strike's a bad dude. I just think that he overreacts to stuff sometimes. And I wish that somehow we could acclimate him to society through these chats, but I feel like it's had the opposite effect.
I wish I could do the same thing, because to be honest, like, this is me having my own version of that shit, but like it's entirely caused by him being a fucking little cunt in my mind. I don't know, I have my own issues too.
Daniel says he'd pay good money to see this chat.
Honestly, like I think it'd be nice to have an open and honest conversation with Night Strike, because like I've always been friendly to him. I've always tried to like not fucking drive him off. That's why I was like the other night, I told him flat out, like, it's over. Like, I'm never going to be nice to you again. I hope you like it.
All right. Leek and potato soup with dark rye bread croutons.
You ever made croutons? Ooh. That looks real delicious, by the way.
It does. It's making me hungry.
It's a good hearty soup.
I'm a huge soup fan. Like, homemade soup is my favorite thing to make at home, because you make like a big old pot of different kinds of soup or whatever, and then you put like a couple Tupperwares worth of soup in the fridge, and you got a meal anytime you get home from work. You got soup, and it's good soup, not fucking like Campbell's chicken noodle bullshit or whatever.
And then
like that video you made a while back where you made that pot of soup. Honda.
Yeah, the beer cheese soup. That's probably my favorite soup that I make. But I also make like a chicken soup where you take you take one of those roasted chickens from the store, and you boil it and take out all the bones, and then add potatoes and a bunch of other shit to it, and then you have a fucking huge pot of soup for like $10, dude. Like, that's like the poor man's everyone's got to eat soup. Like, I got kids to feed soup. That's the soup that you make.
Kind of like a goulash or something, where it's like you throw everything in but a kitchen sink.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, is you can experiment with it. Like, you can add different vegetables or whatever meat you want. Like, if you don't have chicken and you want to do, like, you got a bunch of steak or whatever, dude, fucking throw in steak. Just cut it up and cook it long enough and get it tender. Travis P11 says, what he's explained. Travis, jump in the chat. Can I just send Travis a link? How do I send Travis a link? Are you on Discord? Hold on. Whoa. Travis P11.
You know, it would be one thing if he was the only one getting shit. I get shit regularly. Duke gets shit regularly. Jolly gets shit regularly. Angry really doesn't, but he kind of stays quiet. Like, even Honda. We give Honda more crap than almost anyone I can fucking think of.
That's true.
So, fuck you, Night Strike.
Well, to be fair, you guys give me more shit than anybody, but when Angry came to town, I fed him meatballs.
That is true.
And I got all the revenge.
He poisoned me. he made that 5-hour flight from Denver fucking miserable, to the point where I was like, you know what? Those bearded guys that talk really funny about snack bars, I kind of get it now.
Okay. Message. Travis P11. If you want to join in.
I just think it's sad that Night Strike
through Discord, sir.
I just think it's sad that Night Strike went out and caught 16 more strains of herpes to have over 100 now.
Travis actually said in the chat that he's got family over in the next room, so he can't jump in the chat.
Oh, that's okay. No big deal. I don't know. Like, I don't want to pile on Night Strike, and I actually I feel bad because I gave him the olive branch, and then all this shit happened. I was like, hey man, I'm sorry. I'd like to have you back on the chats if you're willing or whatever.
I feel bad too, because I encouraged you to reach out to him like that, and was 100% on board and whatever. And then I don't know. I was a little drunk, and maybe I shouldn't have said he had herpes, but like, I don't know. I thought we were joking around and shit, and then like all of a sudden he just flips out.
Right, like if you told me, "Hey Honda, you have herpes," I would say yes, and I got it from your mother.
84 kinds of herpes.
I got it from and gave it to your mother.
Yes.
But that's just me. I work at a bar. Stephen Carroll says, I give Honda crap and don't even know him. So who's the real a-hole? I mean...
Stop breaking the law, asshole.
It's true. This man has no penis.
Kind of like the guy in that video that ran over the fence.
That
That
was the most
thought
terrible
about
thing
that.
I think I've ever seen on the internet. That beats 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
That beats it by so much.
Yeah.
That picture is horrid. That's like nightmare fuel.
Yep.
You ever had your penis fall off in a dream? You're trying to put it back on?
No!
No.
Yeah.
No.
You've never had that?
Yeah.
Are you serious? You've never had that.
I've
No,
had
I
lots of
never
dreams.
have.
When
And
your
I hope
penis
I never
falls
do.
off and you gotta try to glue it back on or screw
Oh,
it back
Jesus.
on. You've never had that? Oh, it's
No.
I've
That's
had
a weird fucking dream to have.
Duke, I've had plenty of dreams where I didn't have a penis, but it was never because it was cut off.
Duke, that's not a dream. That's a nightmare. Just
Yes.
saying.
What's what I'm saying? You ever had
Well,
that?
Well, you know
No.
what happened, Duke, is that wasn't
never had
actually
that
a
nightmare.
dream. Duke, that wasn't actually a dream. That was the aliens trying to like fuck with you.
Oh man. I thought it was a normal thing, like when you fall out of your bed or something, or like when you're falling in a dream. I thought everybody
No,
had
like
that.
falling on a dream is normal. Like trying to reattach your dick is not.
I'm just saying.
I had a dream once that I was being suspended by my penis and it kind of hurt. And there was like hot chicks falling from the sky and I could grab one and like, then she was mine, right? And I could have this hot chick, but then that put extra strain on the penis. So I had to make like that moral choice of like, how many can you take before it snaps off? But I never caught too many chicks, you know?
Okay, calm down, Ted Bundy. Like, Jesus Christ.
This is okay. What's the time? 27 minutes. It's gone off the rails.
Oh yeah, Matt, it didn't go off the rails earlier when I was screaming at Night Strike and telling him I wanted to burn it on fire or some shit.
Nope.
Oh my lord. Yeah, but that point being, the dick was still attached, and in fact, it was really long and big, so it was good. It was a good dream.
Here we go.
Minotupperware said, "What the hell kind of crayon field dreams is Duke having?"
Hey, listen, baby.
A micro dong is still a dong. It's like a button with some fur around it.
It's a Jawa dick.
It's like the turtle when it puts its head inside of the shell. It just disappears.
He's got an innie instead of an outie.
That would be terrible. Like, there's got to be someone who's like really fat or something, and just like the fat just kind of grew around, and like it just kind of comes out of a hole in the fat when you have to pee or whatever. They got to like pour alcohol in there so it doesn't get infected. And they get the fucking, what's that dick cheese called? Schmegma? No, that's not it. Damn it, what's dick cheese called? I can't remember the word.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I don't either.
Well, there's schmegma, and then there's, and I don't know if that's like the juice that comes out of a pregnant woman's vagina when you press on her belly. There's a word for that too. Mung. That's mung. Yes, it is schmegma. Okay, schmegma's dick cheese and mung is what I just said. All right, we're 29 minutes in.
I don't even know. I'm gonna mute for a while.
Brian Knight, yeah, that movie is the Boy Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, where the kid's falling out of the window and grabs a zombie penis.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
What the fuck?
What the fuck is... You
I don't even know what to say about that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
I ain't got nothing for that, baby.
Yep.
Like if you're falling to your death and the only thing to stop you is grabbing onto a zombie penis that might be so decrepit and rotted that it just falls off as you grab
Nope,
it. Dick in your hand.
I'm
Well,
going
he
to
was
my
Or
death.
it might save you. Do you grab it?
He was about to fall down to a bunch of zombies, so he just reached out and grabbed you and ended up grabbing the fucking zombie's dick, and he's leaning back and it's being stretched, and then he rips it off. It was a pretty funny scene.
Nope. You take your zombie, you being eaten by zombies like a man, and you just fucking deal with it.
That would bum me out so bad as the zombie apocalypse starts and you get bit on like day 2. I'd be so excited for the zombie apocalypse.
Right?
All right. Everybody be nice. Please.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Jesus.
Okay.
We are glad you're here.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry if I hurt you. I'll be cool. I just want to let you know that we that's just us razzing each other, but I get it, man.
For record, last week, it wasn't just the whole herpes thing. It was that it was first with the deity, then with the blue dress, and then the herpes. Okay, it was 3 things instead of just 1 or 2. If it's 1 or 2, I can deal. But you're doubling down. What the fuck?
Okay.
It's the trifecta.
All right. Well, we're all here now, so let's just be cool.
Well, we're not all here now.
I mean, if you want him back, I can jump out. It's fine.
No. I want everyone here and being nice to each other.
Yeah,
That's what I want.
everyone can be in a chat together and be adults.
I don't understand why there's animosity and why, you know what I mean? Like we can all talk.
I mean, I've what the fuck's the word? I'm hazed, if you will, Night Strike numerous times, and Night Strike and I we always get back in the chats together. So he throws insults at me sometimes, like I don't know what they are, but I know they're there.
And I definitely went on your chat that one time and fucked the pooch, and I apologize to you for it. And I would like to think that I haven't done much to add to all of this, and I'm sorry for what I have done, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like when that whole thing was going on, I didn't say a word, and I should have jumped in and stopped it, but I didn't.
Well, we're all here now, so all together. The fellowship is united.
We're fine. How are you?
We're all fine here. Daniel says we love you, Night Strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the first chat I've been in with Night Strike, so how's it going?
Hey. It's going.
Maybe we can talk about like guns or something cool, because everybody likes guns.
I went to a gun auction this morning. So.
Talk to us. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So I was looking at a few guns that they had. Could not afford the Browning A5s. They had like 3 of them for auction, and the problem is, two of them went all the way up to like $900.
I was gonna ask what they were going. Were they the older A5s or the?
Yeah,
the
one of them. The one I really wanted was the lightweight 1950 model from Belgium.
Okay.
And then another one was just the normal 1950 model. American made Browning. And then there was the newer Browning one that was made in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one went for like $600.
That's insane because I bought my. Now, granted, mine was cut down and everything like that, obviously, when I got it. But like, I bought my Savage. I don't know why I'm blanking on the model number, but it's the Savage copy of the A5. Like, it was licensed by Browning to make it, essentially. It was just Savage's version.
Is that your?
And I spent. No, it's a Savage.
No, this is a Remington. Yes.
That's what I was asking because I know you got one, but but it looks like a Remington.
Yeah,
R1,
but like it's
just the basic bitch R1, not the fancy one.
Hey, there's nothing better than just basic.
Right.
It is stainless, so it is one up from basic bitch.
One up, but
Honda likes himself a basic bitch. Who doesn't?
That's why he puts Night Strike on.
Oh, come on now. Let's all can we
No.
be nice?
Like I'm not dude. Like, I was here first. I'm not fucking leaving. Like, dude, if you would like to apologize, I apologize to you.
All right. You want to do this now? Do this here. Okay. Yes, I'm sorry I got pissed off at you for you pushing the envelope too far. Yes, I'm sorry I cursed you out.
The envelope too far, dude. You fucking sensitive.
You guys went on about the fucking deity shit. Then you went on about the blue dress, and then you went on about herpes. I'm sorry I got angry because you pushed too far. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry that you're a little bitch that can't fucking take hanging out with men.
Dear Lord,
Jesus.
Make me a bird so I can fly.
I told you that this would be bad.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think we're all adults here.
And on the same team, too, is the other point.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, let's all just kind of grow the fuck up.
I'm willing to put it in the past, but, like, I really don't fucking care to talk to you, Night Strike. We're not friends. Don't ever talk to me again.
Then don't. Like, fine. Like, but let's not make a big deal about it on Honda's fucking chat. Like,
Honda invited him on. He wanted it, obviously.
No, what I wanted was for everyone to get here and be like, oh, actually, even though I was mad, I still like you and we're still friends, is what I wanted. But
that's not possible.
I think it is, but I might be wrong.
Yeah.
To be honest, I keep thinking about saying fuck it to these chats all the time. That shit the other night was just like the last straw, to be honest. Like, really? You think that I hate you or some shit? Like, I can't even joke around about you? You don't fucking, like, get that, like, I don't pick on people that I fucking hate. I only fucking pick on people like Honda that I actually fucking like.
It's one thing to joke about me being a deity or in a blue dress. I can take that. But venereal diseases, that's a bit too far. I'm sorry, man.
84 strains, Night Strike? There's like 3 in the whole
It could be 500 strains. I don't give a damn.
I mean, to be fair, probably everyone in this chat has gotten cold sores at some point, which means we technically all have a strain. But
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've been trying to catch all of them. I've been playing Pokemon with the venereal diseases.
Does that mean there's 151 or is that 150?
I don't know. I got like most of them. I got 75 now.
Would you say that you have a plethora? He's still trying to catch the big AIDS, but he hasn't got that one yet.
Just HIV.
But Night Strike, to go back to your gun auction thing, because I'm actually curious about this. I've never been to a gun auction.
Yeah.
Was this like people's private collections? Was it like a police auction? Like, what type of auction was this?
I knew the guy in town because I used to go to him. It was an auction from a pawn shop. You know, he closed the pawn shop because the ATF took away his license because apparently they had it out for him. And that's the story.
As one does.
And he had a bunch of guns he was auctioning off. The one thing that really pissed me off is that there was like 30 people.
Of herpes?
Yeah. You know, besides that, you know, there were like 30 people that went in there, but apparently we were bidding up against people online too.
So you're doing like the virtual bidding.
So you know, I almost got an SKS for $350, and then some asshole bids $375 on the internet.
What did it go for?
It went for $375 because I wasn't going to go above that.
Oh, I'd say $375 is a steal.
In person only. Fuck being online.
You know?
I mean, I get why they do it because like they probably don't they probably don't know ahead of time how many people are going to show up. So it's one of those things of like, where are 5 people going to show up? In which case, we're probably not going to have a good bidding war. Where the more people you have in an auction, the higher the bidding is going to get. But yeah, I get that because then you get one asshole that's like, well, I live in California or wherever the fuck they live, and it's like, well, those go for $900 here. So if I can get for half that price, not knowing that half that price is still over a sticker for wherever you're at.
Would you ethically go to a police auction?
Would I ethically go to, like, if they're auctioning off guns at police?
Would you go to a police auction? Would you have any ethical, like?
Oh, I'd have no. So here's the way I look at that, right? So granted, I would go to a police auction because could those guns have, or for anything for that matter, like vehicles, guns, whatever, at a police auction, have been taken wrongly by the police? Yeah, it could have been, but I also understand that
100%. Some of those goods that people are bidding on and auctioning off were erroneously taken by the police.
Oh, I 100% agree.
So you would go
the way I look at it is the alternative for that good is to it's either going to be used by that police department to be like if it's a vehicle, it's going to be used as like a sting vehicle or something like that to fuck somebody else over. And if it's a gun, it's probably going to get destroyed. Like that's the other option for it. So it's like
civil asset forfeiture is one of the worst things about our country right now.
Oh, I agree.
So would you go Honda?
Yeah, I would. Fuck it.
Yeah,
if it's there, it's like you didn't do it. Like you're not changing anything by not buying it. Someone else will. If you want that R6 or whatever, and you can't find it anywhere else, and you can buy a new fucking wiring harness because that one's been stolen and run through the ringer or whatever, you can fucking buy it there for cheap. You're also buying a headache too because you never know what's happened to those cars or those.
True. Yeah, those vehicles or that gun. Like you don't know if
how well the shit was taken care of.
Yeah. Like if Jamal tried to file down this year or something, you don't fucking know. But it makes it an interesting project.
Yeah, that's a bad joke. It's what the police do in Pokemon. They got to catch Jamal.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's bad. That is bad.
I know. I did not invent this joke. I just repeated it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Jamal.
YouTube gods.
It's only Jamal.
Well, if you can't say a joke, what the fuck can you say? Fuck. What the fuck is good? Is fucking freedom of speech good for? If you can't fucking say a fucking joke, fuck the fuck off. Anybody who has any problem with that at all, suck my big fucking cock. I don't give a fuck. It's like a button surrounded by fur. All right. Its head comes out like the head of a turtle if you tease it out. I'm kidding. It's not like that.
Large farmhouse. Let's say 15, 20 zombies. Unknown. Range from 15 to 20 zombies inside. You can have a baseball bat or a hatchet. What are you taking?
These are slow, traditionally slow.
These are
zombies?
Walking Dead zombies. You got to clear it out. That's your only option. You got
baseball bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking a
baseball bat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, same scenario. Mosin Nagant with 12 rounds or a shotgun with 12 rounds.
Shotgun.
Shotgun.
Yeah. Shotgun.
Yeah. Shotgun.
Most of the guns don't hold 12 rounds.
You have 12 rounds.
He's saying you have 12 rounds total.
I'm not saying it holds 12.
This is like a single shot shotgun that we're talking?
Yeah, single shot, 12 gauge.
Okay.
Single shot, 20.
Yeah, then I go Mosin.
That goes
Actually,
Mosin,
no.
man.
No, you know what? I'm still going shotgun simply because, I don't have to go into the house and clear room to room. I can stand that front door, bang on the door, wait for them to all start walking towards me, and just boom, boom. And they're going to start, as I start stacking them up, especially if I can get them in a hallway. An old farmhouse has, narrow hallways and shit. You can stack them up, and it's going to slow them down.
Plus, you got a
bayonet. If one gets close to you, you can take the barrel of the shotgun, shove it through one of the zombies' heads, and then blast the other ones behind it.
Same scenario. 38 special with 12 rounds or Ruger Mark IV.
I don't know. I'm looking at this leek and potato and rye soup still. It's delicious.
I don't know.
Might go. I might go Ruger on that one. I don't know why. I don't know why I would go Ruger. Well, it's only 12 rounds, so that means. It's really when you say 38 special, I'm thinking your Smith & Wesson revolver or whatever, your police trade-in.
A 42 airweight or 642 airweight is what I'm talking about.
You mean this?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I think I would have to go with the Ruger.
Yeah, I'd probably go
Yeah.
Ruger.
It is dangered up.
I actually went to the gun shop this morning and put a 686 Kimber on layaway, and I'll pick it up Monday.
686 Kimber or Smith & Wesson?
No, Kimber, not 6, K6S, sorry.
Okay. Not being a snob, I'm just like, hold on. Is there something going on?
I'm confused.
I'm sorry. No, I meant Kimber K6S. Sorry, my bad.
You're good.
The 3-inch.
I like my 686. It's a nice handgun.
Well, they had one, but
This is my favorite thing that I have right now, though, to be honest.
Quick, somebody Photoshop Honda's face onto Dr. Phil and posted it in Discord.
Shit, I can super fast, right? Yeah, Honda is now wish.com Dr. Phil. And Tara said, Honda, if you want a new strain, just let me know.
That sounds like an offer.
Well, Tara, if you want the other 38 strains,
just drop on by.
It's called Share.
Yeah, I will agree. I think the days of the cheap milsurps are over. Somebody, Brian Knight, said, I think the days of cheap milsurps are over, except maybe some handguns. I think they're over. I think you're not. I think it's done. I think they're going to go up in price.
Because the milsurps that would be milsurps now are actually like newer than M1 Garands, you know?
Yeah.
So you're looking at like M16s, M14s. You're looking at like 92s. You're looking at, you know what I mean? Like all these guns that have retired, but they're not going to let into the fucking market because they're too effective. They're weapons of war.
Well, the thing is, like, even like the old, like, I mean, there's plenty of old milsurps out there, right? Like, you can still get like your fucking 58 dozen variety of the Mauser and shit like that. But the problem is when milsurps were a deal, like it was, you know, early 2000s, even into the 2010s, right? And people didn't know what a deal they were. Like they were that, you know, trashy looking gun.
Because there were so many of them that, like, there were buckets of fucking not buckets, but bins of
barrels,
SKSs for $75 each.
Yeah,
dude. And they were like Russian originals with like fucking nice finish, and the wood was good, and you could pick through them and just grab the one that you wanted, you know. And it was $75 fucking dollars, and now that's like a $500 rifle.
Well, it was a cross between that and the fact that like a lot of those guns back then, like people just didn't know what they were. Like people weren't on the internet constantly. You didn't have 8 million gun tubers every time a new batch of whatever came in. Like, oh, this is the new fucking French this. You got to buy one of these because they're only coming in at this price range, which caused everyone to go out and buy them. Like when shit came in, it was like, oh, cool, I found a really cheap gun on AIM Surplus that's, you know, dirt cheap. That's in some oddball caliber I've never heard of. Yeah, it's only $300. I'll go buy that. Or it's only $100 or $200. I'll go buy that. And nowadays, like the second they hit, everyone, their grandmother knows about them and fucking rushes to pick them up. So the prices go up. And I agree. Like the milsurp era it really is kind of coming to an end. It's no longer for people that are looking
like
for.
You used to be able to get a whole crate of Mosins for like cheap, and then you get the fucking spam cans, like 2 spam cans, like a fucking crate of ammo for like way fucking cheap. It was like $80 for 2 cans of 440, so you were paying like 5 cents a round.
Angry's kind of right on the whole milsurps thing era ending, because look at the M1 carbines and the M1 Garands that they got from, you know, Africa. Look at how much those are going for. Like $1,200 right off the bat. Really?
Yeah. Well, it's the thing is the milsurp era. It's no longer for people that are looking for a gun on a budget. It's now for collectors only. That's what it's for.
It's gone from being milsurp to, you know, Curio and relic.
Yes. Which, I mean, technically that's what that license is. It's a Curio and relic license.
How old does something have to be? 75 years?
For Curio and relic, it has to be at least 50 years old. Or there's some, like, I have the books laying around someplace. Like, there's some exceptions that the ATF makes for that ruling, but it's really rare shit. Like, it's...
So,
like, I know, like... The CZ
50
82
years is 1972. That's why you're not going to get any more milsurp shit, because guns they were making in 1972 are the same guns they're using today for the most part.
Yeah, well, it's anything 50 years. So, like, I mean, as I said, like, you can still get, like, they're still finding crates of, like, old World War II and World War I bolt-action rifles in, like, Africa and shit. But, like, how often is that going to happen?
Well, they're
And it
not
might
coming
happen
in by
once
the
over.
millions. Like, when the Mosins were coming in, there was, like, Jesus, there was, like, 3 million fucking Mosins that hit the market in short order. You know?
Yeah.
Millions. Like when the Mosins were coming in, there was, like...
Someone has feedback. Yeah, I agree with you there. It's
I wish I would have bought a Mosin when they were like $75. Like, just bought like a whole crate of them and then had the crate.
I bought mine for $79.
I would like Mosins if any of them shot to point of aim and they actually made sights that you could adjust the fucking front sight on it. Like, there are a couple companies that make higher front sights or shit, but like once you get them, they don't stay in the dovetail, so they're kind of fucking useless.
I'm just saying, from a financial standpoint, you buy a crate of Mosins, like there's a couple of hex receivers, maybe one of them was a sniper, you sell all of them now.
I remember...
I don't see any collectible value in the Mosin. I only see it as a shooter.
I remember people...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, I remember people back in the day were buying, like, those crates of Mosins, and they'd, like, turn them into, like, coffee tables and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
well, weren't they doing the same thing to the SKSs, too?
Oh, yeah, like, even before then, because, like, in the 90s, you could get an SKS for, like, $75.
Right.
Okay, going back to the epoxy table idea. You just put, like, a bunch of fucking Mosins with a bayonet out, right? And you stack them like cordwood, and then you fill them in with epoxy, and then that's your table. How cool would that be?
What if you actually needed to use them at some point?
Too bad. You turned them into a table, but it's a cool table.
I think it would look pretty bad.
At least it's a cool table.
I mean, here's the only downside. You know how, like, people are always worried about their kid hitting their head off the side of the coffee table? You've now added bayonets to the side of the coffee table.
No,
they're a little dangerous.
It is encompassed with... My idea would be it would be encompassed within the epoxy, so you can see the entire gun from end to end with the bayonet stuck out and everything, but it's inside basically glass. You know, it would be cool.
Well, I mean, you could do that with still making them useful. You could just put, like, a top on it.
Stop shitting on my dream. Just kidding.
Man, I'm trying to make your dream more functional, god damn it.
That way you don't waste the gun.
You make the rest of them more valuable that way. If you start turning in Mosins into tables, then Mosins will be worth a lot more.
What are they actually going for these days?
Like $500. Actually, that's a good question. Hold on, let's look at
your average 9130. I think is going for around like 4 now. No, 3, like 3 to 350. Because I can see, like, I can still pick up like your mismatch 9130, like basic bitch Mosin that used to be $70 back in the day. I've seen them for as low as 3, usually closer to like 350. Now, if you start getting into the fancier shit, like a Dragoon or Carbine or a Hex Receiver, like, then they go up from there. You know, obviously your PU snipers and everything like that. Like, then it just, because the collectability aspect
blah,
goes
blah,
up.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
No, they're going for $600 right now for a 9130.
On what? Gunbroker?
Yeah, current bid. This is what people are buying them for right now. 40 bids, $655.
Yeah, but Gunbroker's like the fucking ass burgers of the internet. Like,
well, it's also where you go to buy something if you're just looking for the market price of it, because people are going to spend whatever it is that they have to spend to buy it. You know what I mean? So if you are pulling like in my area, you can go here and get it for this price card. Well, that doesn't fucking count because not everybody has that. So this is what everyone has. And at the price that everyone can get it at, that's what they're going for, dude.
I feel like there's like, maybe it wasn't AIM. I thought I saw like Mosin someplace, but that might have been something else now I'm thinking about it.
Those keystones are pretty cool. The little keystone arms, 22 LR mini Mosins.
They're so expensive for what they are, though. Like if that was like a $200 gun, I'd be like, okay, whatever. Like it's cool.
Or if it actually had like an internal magazine and it wasn't just a single shot.
Yeah, if it wasn't,
too. You know what I mean? But yeah, for what it is, it's just a keystone fucking like kids rifle that they just put in a Mosin stock.
Exactly.
But then again, it's like, the cool thing about it though is if you're a dad and you have a Mosin and you have a kid and you want to introduce him to shooting, you can buy him a little mini Mosin and he can be like a mini you and it's like an Instagram photo waiting to happen or whatever. You know what I mean? That's just kind of cute. And it's almost worth like that extra $150, $200 or whatever it would be versus buying just like the regular keystone, if that's the point.
Or you just let your kid grow up and be a man and give him a regular Mosin.
That's a lot of fucking kick for a little kid, though.
It is.
Like an AR-15, yeah, you can hand a 10-year-old an AR-15 and help them shoot it and stuff, and they'll be fine. But
they'll grow into it.
They'll probably never want to shoot again, dude.
Yeah, they'll grow. You get a good recoil pad on them. They'll be fine.
See, JG Sales has 9130s with a serial number of 660. That's what the going price is. Unless you have some weird fucking local thing to you.
Well, have you checked guns.com? I saw one on there. It's in a weird stock for $4.99.
That's a weird serial number, $4.99. Okay, so
no, the price.
No, that's the serial number.
Yeah, it's a serial. God damn it. You've learned nothing.
Jesus. The ATF has been busy lately. They've been shutting down a lot of fucking gun stores and gun things and going after gun people and doing, like, they're coming after pistol braces apparently now. You hear about this?
And homemade firearms. 80%.
Yeah, I've heard that they're...
Dude, they're going to hate the COVID 15.
I'm glad I got those SB Tactical braces. Like at Christmas time, one of my local shops was selling them for $10 a piece. I'm like, yeah, I'll grab a couple of these just in case. I still got to finish my 80%er though.
This is the gun that the ATF does not like. It is both 80% and pistol braced.
And COVID.
And covered with, like, all kinds of stuff that the ATF would not like. Yeah. I do like this thing, though. It's got, like, a 3.5-pound drop-in trigger, because that's the only way I could get this lower to work, because I fucking suck.
I love that you actually did what I said and got a trigger that was in a housing.
Dude, and I had to pound the fucking pins through, and they're like, they're in there, dude.
They're probably never coming out.
Coming out. Like,
they're never coming out.
That thing never comes apart. It's never going back together. Like, I don't know.
Jesus.
It works.
It does work.
You got it in there. That's all that matters.
Well, actually, one thing doesn't work on it, and that is the mag release, mag catch thing. And I don't know what happened, or if it's this part right here. It's too fucking tight. Like, you can get in there and pry it open and make it work, but you can't actuate it with just your thumb, and the magazine doesn't make it fucking hold
If you
open.
have a punch or a screwdriver, all you can do to loosen that up is push the button in as far as it'll go and then rotate that thing, unless it won't clear the ping pong paddle release for the bolt. Then you might have to take that out, but that just unscrews.
I don't know what it is. I think it's that little gap in between where the thing sits. Maybe I got to file away on the ping pong paddle at that spot or whatever and make it thinner.
Just the way that it looks like it's going to shoot like a photon laser or some shit.
Oh, I know. Isn't this thing cool?
It looks like
it is.
Take the magazine catch paddle out and just file it down a little bit, and it'll work.
I think this thing's fucking cool. And the fact that the scope reaches out halfway as long as the barrel does. Like, you take off the fucking muzzle brake and it's...
How short is that barrel?
7 inches.
8 inches.
8 inches. Is that because the flash hider?
I don't know actually.
How long is that flash hider? Because usually it adds an inch or something.
barrel.
That's a pretty decent sized bird cage, but
Yeah,
it's
it
not a
is.
traditional
It is.
one.
That's
Yeah.
why I asked.
Have you shot that?
Yeah, dude, I shot the fuck out of this thing. It runs like a fucking top, dude. And the trigger, like I was saying, is so fucking light. It's just like nothing.
Wow. That's pretty good.
I forget who I got that trigger. I think it was a Palmetto. Maybe it was a Davidson Defense drop-in trigger
Could be.
for like $80 or something like that. But for $80, dude, like seriously, I've shot Geisleys before. Geisley ain't got shit on that. Oh no, Honda gunsmithing skills. Well, part of the reason that this gun is the way it is because we were doing like I forget what it was, like how fucked up can you build this gun kind of thing.
I think it was the COVID build, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I already had this lower that I had fucked up, and I'm like, okay, well, let me put some work into it and get it good enough. And then slap a fucking upper on it and fuck the upper up intentionally. Like, look at the upper. It was brand new. Like, I cut it off. Like, you don't do that unless you're...
Yeah, it
you're
was a zombie
fucking-
gun
You're
challenge.
trying to do something.
Unless you're desperate.
I just wanted to make it lighter, man. It was lightning cuts.
How much does
Stippling
it
job
weigh?
is A+.
Looks like Han Solo's blast pistol. Exactly.
Yeah, it does.
Exactly. It's fucking cool. I don't know. Do you guys have any guns that you have just for fun that you don't care if you fuck up or whatever?
I mean, I have my zombie rifle that I built, but
I highly recommend it. Not every gun has to be like some serious fucking go to war fucking weapon. You know what I mean? Like, you can have an 8-inch barrel. Oh, but the ballistics at distance and blah blah blah, Honda. You don't even know. Like, yeah, okay, cool. When I take it to the range and shoot it, I don't give a fuck about that, and it's fun. And people look at you like you're Mad Max.
That's a guy who never came back, though. That's a guy who definitely never came back.
oh yeah,
Oh, who was that?
Link.
That was, Link. He doesn't even show up to the fucking chats anymore. Like in the chat, he used to. I used to see him in Matt's chats anyway. I never saw him in mine.
Too.
What's that?
I said
Yeah,
fuck Link too. Like, that dude was an asshole.
Glass in the chat's asking if that lowers polymer or aluminum.
Aluminium.
Aluminium.
That's why it was such a bitch to fucking mill out, because I don't have a mill, and it's aluminum.
Where we're going, we don't need mills.
Where is Link? Hashtag missing Link. Tara says, I have an AR pistol, 10.5-inch barrel, no brace. Will that be okay? Yes. As long as it's not 80% and as long as it doesn't have a pistol brace. But it's like, okay. Let's back up. Trump with the bump stock ban, right? Do you guys know what happened with that?
Didn't they end up like overturning it or something?
Yes. And so after it was overturned and all the companies had already stopped making them and gotten rid of their stocks, and everybody who wanted to follow the law had already thrown theirs away or gotten rid of it or whatever they did, they then came out and said, oh, actually, you're right. That's completely legal to have, so you can have them now. And so effectively they got rid of most of them without actually passing a law or doing anything official. It was just, hey, let's try to do this thing and people will comply until the courts catch up with us and then they don't have to comply anymore. But does anyone even make a bump stock now that you can buy?
I don't
I
think
have
anyone
no
ever
idea.
wanted one in the first place.
Well, I always thought it was a retarded fucking way to shoot faster or whatever. You know, it's like
Yeah, I
really
never
hard to
thought one
control
of that.
while you're bump stocking.
There
Yeah.
are other devices now.
Well, that's why I'm a big believer in the echo trigger, you know, or like a binary trigger or whatever you want to call them. The FRTs are now fucking gone though.
Yeah, and that's the problem with the FRTs going. What's next? Binary triggers,
right? And that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
no, that's the thinking.
And if that's what they want to do, they're going to have a bigger problem because not as many people bought FRTs as bought the other things because those have been out for longer. I don't know. How many FRTs do you think they sold?
I have no idea.
I mean, what were they, like $500?
I remember them being pricey.
Yeah, it was like $600 or something, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't remember. But I mean, when you compare that to how much is an M16, it's like, well, okay, $600 sold,
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, it's just hard to justify spending that much money on just a piece.
Well, that's why I really like the Foztech Echo Sport trigger. It's a bitch to put in. It really is. Like it takes extra effort that the regular one doesn't take. It feels a little chintzy, but once you get it in there, it's fine. And they're $200.
That's what she said.
Well, for $200, and you've got an Echo trigger,
Right?
It works exactly the same as the full fat, full priced one. It's just they made it harder on you and made it easier on them as far as manufacturing and packaging and all that shit goes. So, I mean, they were, I think, $250, but I got mine on sale for $200. So I think $250 is the going price or whatever. But if you wait around, you can find them for cheaper. But yeah, that's the fucking way to go, dude. I'm pretty sure the court ruled bump stocks legal. The ATF said they don't care about their enforcing it anyway.
Well, I thought I heard something where one court said that the bump stocks were legal, and that was the ruling, and then the Fourth Circuit said, yeah, no, it's still illegal.
Well, there's
hear
like
that?
The state court, there's the appellate court, there's the circuit court, and then there's the fucking Supreme court.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. It's bullshit. I know that they're going to be doing everything that they could possibly do because they need to catch up with the plan. Okay, so think about this. They had Obama in office. They had Hillary Clinton waiting to be next. They had a plan of how things were going to go. And then Trump came in and took a shit on everybody, right? Took a shit on everybody's plans, fucked everything up. They did their part to obfuscate him and limit his fucking ability to get things done. But he certainly put a monkey wrench in their plans. Now they're playing catch up, in my opinion. And they want to do things that would have made sense if the timeline had gone the way that they wanted. By now, people would be like, yes, we should be grabbing guns from everybody. But since it didn't happen and it was under Trump and the false flags and whatever didn't happen, now they're trying to catch up to that. And the thing is, people are just so fucking brainwashed, and they're willing to submit to authoritarian rule and submit you to it also, which is very Nazi-esque, right? It's very Nazi-like. And yet they're the ones calling everybody else a Nazi. It's so fucking upside down. And I don't even know what to it just want to fucking lock your door and not deal with society, right? I mean, what do you do? Did I just kill the chat?
I mean, I don't know if you killed it, but it's one of those things. It's
well, I'm afraid to even tell people about. Okay, so people at my work found out that I do YouTube, and they're like, "Oh my god, you do YouTube! I want to check out your YouTube channel, and I'll give you some more views." I'm like, dude, I don't even want you to watch.
Yeah.
Not that. I'm saying something offensive, but the fact that everything's so racially and culturally and socially charged these days that depending on what side of whatever fucking fence you sit on and whatever aspect you're thinking of, you might take something that I say in a way that makes it so that working with me is no longer cool. You know what I mean? That's what I don't want.
Yep.
If they heard my Jamal joke earlier or whatever,
Still pretty bad.
Again, I didn't make it up.
I'm reeling from that one.
It's only bad if your name's Jamal.
I used to work with a guy named Jamal, and we said it's him. I didn't. I said we. I was there. HBO Matt dropped in $5. Thank you, sir, very much.
$5?
$5. Says, cops tried to arrest me yesterday for walking with silenced M9A3 from my car to my front door of friend's house. 8 cops showed up looking for an assassin. Oh, that's great. A neighbor saw you and freaked out. Were you just like carrying it in your hands?
Well, I hope they found the assassin.
Were you like this? Going to my friend's house, neighbors.
Doesn't HBO Matt do a bunch of cop watching?
Yeah.
Does he got a channel we go to?
Maybe.
Because he's always got like a bunch of encounters, and I wanna see some of them.
It's like, officer.
If you do,
he was my friend until he wasn't.
HBO Matt, you should drop a link to your channel so I can see it.
He said it was bolstered on his hip.
Duke wants to see it with his own eyes.
With my own eyes.
Holstered in your hip, you say?
What kind of holster do you have that can take a suppressor?
Well, if you have an open tip holster.
Well, that's true.
Of course, HBO Matt.
So you were going to do cop watch, but then they came to you. Did you record them? Did you record the incident? You better have.
In Soviet Russia, cop watches you.
Yeah, you must tell us where we can see this.
Have you ever thought about putting a camera on your gun just in case you have to use it and you can activate the camera and show what you were dealing with, in court or whatever?
No, that's way too much work.
It'd also have to be a really small camera.
Well, they make them pretty small now.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying, I don't know if that would be a good idea or not. Probably not, because they'd be like, he thought he was going to be streaming it to YouTube, so we put a camera on a gun. Yeah, that's probably how they spin it.
Like,
well, any way that they can ever spin anything is how they're going to spin it. So
true.
You might be better off just putting a body cam on at that point.
Yeah, the body cam would probably be the way to go.
When the body cam catches you dropping bodies.
HBO Matt said, we got it all. They threatened arrest and eviction of friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to evict you for the assassin showing up here.
Wait, so the cops were his friend's landlords?
I don't know.
That sounds like a draconian attitude to have. I would love to see that video.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Agreed.
I think sometimes I don't know.
I would have just laughed in their fucking face and walked off. I mean, damn.
Put the camera on a gun, not penis.
Oh.
Right, I get those mixed up all the time.
This is my gun.
Well, I mean, there is that great documentary that tells you exactly what your rifle and your gun is. You got the joke.
This one's for fighting. This one's for fun.
For fun, exactly. So you should never get those mixed up if you watch that movie enough.
Section 8 housing. The slumlord owns the cops. Dude, I lived in Section 8, and it was like $15 cheaper a month than non-Section 8 housing. It was not a good deal. And then you live next to Section 8 housing people. I don't know if like my Section 8 wasn't as good as other people's Section 8 and they had a better deal than I did, but they didn't fucking hook me up very much.
No, I don't think because with me
it was hard to prove it too, because like I had to go through and like give them like proof of income for the past 2 years to make sure that at no point in that time I made more than X amount or whatever just to qualify. But then it had to be at least this. So there was a very small window. It's like, if you make less than this, then you're not good. And if you make more than this, then you're not good. So you have to make like $15,000, give or take, a year in order to qualify. And it was like, all right, I can figure out a way to make that happen.
Yeah, I like with looking at this moving stuff, I've looked at a slew of apartment complexes, and like some of them that come up is just like, oh yeah, that's a Section 8 housing complex. And the price difference, I'm like, you're talking maybe $100 to $200 if you're lucky a month. I'm like, and to me, I'm like, that's just not like nearly a big enough grab.
Then you live with the Section 8 housing people. It's the same reason why you don't go on a fucking discount cruise.
Yep.
Because then you're stuck on a cruise with the discount cruise people.
Yep.
Pay fucking full price. It's worth it sometimes.
And like I get it. Like if you have no other choice, like if that's all you have, like can do, like then that's all you can do. I get that, right? But like, yeah, if you can in certain situations like that, it's like just fucking do it. You'll be happier.
Don't fault Angry for actually having testicular fortitude.
Thank you.
Except for when he eats elk meatballs. Then he's pooping and puking out his testicular fortitude.
Dude, it just made me want to puke my... there was nothing even to puke up. It was just like, oh, cool, I drank water. I get to puke this up now.
Aren't you glad you came to visit me and didn't just stay at the fucking...
Oh, yeah. At the airport? Yeah. Fucking great.
That's all good. Hey, you got to shoot guns. I got to
shoot guns. I got to put a couch together, a futon.
You proved that you don't know how power tools work, so that's a thing.
Hey, did it go together? Yes, it did.
I was just wondering why you're drilling away on a fucking screw. That's all. Screws don't work like that.
It did.
Yeah, after some duct tape.
The duct tape was on a different section, if you recall. That was your own section that you duct taped together because you broke a screw.
Well, no one's perfect, Angry. No one's perfect.
That is true.
Whatever, my ex had to sleep on that couch for like 2 or 3 months, 2 months.
Well, it held up, didn't it? So
yeah, it's still there.
We did a good thing.
It was a good thing.
Use his own line against him.
I was kind of hoping it would break, to be honest. Like, oh, now you don't have a place to sleep. That's
so sad.
Can't buy another couch right now. I'm just strapped.
Honda's out there during the day when she's away, like unbolting shit.
He's seeing how many screws he can remove before it collapses.
Yeah, like every day I just remove another screw.
Yeah. It's like reverse Jenga.
Well, the thing that sucks is like her dog stayed here that whole time too, and the couch smells like her fucking dog now. And if you sit on that couch for like 10 minutes, now you smell like the dog kind of too when you get up. It's like, God damn it, dude. Like, now I do need a new couch. Thanks. HBO Matt dropped in $5 and said, cops said jail and car towed if I didn't show tax stamp now. Then started threatening the friend with eviction if she didn't push me out the door. Well, I thought that the only people who could ask you for a tax stamp were ATF. Is that not correct?
It's a good question.
I literally thought that was the rule, is that the only official who has the authority to ask you about your tax stamp and demand it is an ATF agent. I'm surprised no one knows the answer to that here.
I don't know.
I've never had a tax stamp, so
yeah.
Well, me either, but still, I mean, like we know things about things, right?
I thought it was any law enforcement. Like I thought it was, monitored obviously by the ATF, but I think any law enforcement officer can still ask for a tax stamp, I believe.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
In a situation like that, do you actually have to
have it on you if you're carrying it like he was?
I believe so.
I
I
would
think you're
imagine.
supposed to, like, whenever you're traveling with your whatever.
Are you allowed to
Tax-
conceal carry with a can?
I think so, as long as you have your tax stamp. Like, it's stupid. It's like
straight up.
Do you bring the actual tax stamp or do you just bring a copy?
I think you can do a copy, but I'm not positive. But I think you do have.
HBO Matt said, cops can demand it if you're being arrested for something else. Otherwise, they can add weapon charge.
Okay.
Tell me copy to blah blah blah. Form 144. Authority under USC section 5841, which states that you're required to retain proof of registration, which shall be made available to the ATF acting in their official capacity upon request. Therefore, any ATF agent has the authority to ask you for your approved tax stamp. But what local and state law enforcement officers? Well, let me start by saying nothing but the practice of the limited in Virginia on vice. For example, okay, hold on. It's a really long answer. Therefore, a local or state law enforcement officer would have the right to ask to see the approved tax stamp, and failure to provide would be evidence of violation of state law. Is there anyone else? Okay, so if it's a state law specifically, then they can ask.
Is there a way to do it like about the size of a driver's license and just laminate it and keep it in your wallet?
I don't even know what a tax stamp looks like.
No, I think it's an actual like piece of like diploma size piece of paper type thing. So I think you would have to have like a copy of it.
Well, that's what I'm
Like
saying. I know with like diplomas, you can get like a little copy of it to stick in your wallet.
Oh, I got what you mean. Yeah, I don't know if they do that for tax stamps or not. I have no idea.
Sorry, Angry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, it's all good. Like, that's just more reason why, like, I'm never going to get a can. It's like, I don't want to have to deal with that shit. Like,
yeah, honestly, me. I mean, like, and then you want to move across state lines. You got to, like, what do you have to do? Like, I don't even know.
Exactly.
Do I call the ATF? Do I write them a letter? Do I do it before and get approval? Do I do it after and get fucking permission or whatever?
So if it's anything like when I had my CNR license and, like, I moved, you're supposed to write to the ATF, let them know of, like, your new address and all that shit. You have to let the local municipality, the local sheriff know and all that shit. And I'm assuming it's probably very similar with, like, a tax stamp. Like, you have to write a bunch of letters and get confirmation that they got the letter and all this other shit. And, like, it's a fucking headache.
He said it's like a big postal stamp.
Okay.
So this is saying that local law enforcement can ask and have the right to ask. But if it's like a range officer, like if you're shooting at the gun range and the RSO comes up to you and he's like, do you have a tax stamp for that machine gun? You can tell him to fuck off. Like, he can call an ATF agent and the ATF agent can come and ask you or whatever. But he has no right to ask you.
I mean, I guess I could ask my uncle. My uncle is a retired ATF agent. Yeah, I know. That's made some interesting conversations over the years.
Was he there for Waco?
Yeah, actually, he was. He actually lost some friends that day. He was also there for Ruby Ridge. That fucking fuck up.
Was he a sniper?
I'm not sure what he was. He doesn't really talk a whole lot about what he did because I know he was kind of high up. But I remember
probably not that much.
So do you take pictures on top of the dead kids?
I can't. I don't know.
They were very powdery at that time, so you know.
Maybe he was one of the guys shooting a machine gun from the helicopter.
I remember one time in high school, I had to do a paper for speech class on. We were given to legalize for or against any drug, and we had to pick one from the dictionary. And I got stuck with marijuana, so I went to my uncle and my aunt, who was a county sheriff officer. So, and man, I wrote a badass paper. But right after I gave my speech, I got called into the school cop's office. He wanted to get me counseling. because he thought I was addicted to marijuana because I did such a badass paper. I was like, I'm not addicted to it. I just have an uncle in the ATF who helped me with all the fucking fact finding and shit.
See, the problem was your paper was too perfect, and that's
Exactly.
why I got you.
We got caught smoking weed outside of the junior high when I was in, I forget, 7th or 8th grade, one of the two. And I had the bag of weed. It wasn't very much, but it was enough to get you in a huge amount of trouble in junior high, right? And the janitor grabbed us. He was the one who found us and took us straight to the office. And I didn't know what to do. Like, I had this little bag with me, right? Like, what do I do with this thing? So I put it in my lunch, like inside like the sandwich bag, like zipped up inside of a like Safeway bag full of other things that were for lunch. And the principal, Dr. Mabel Young, still remember her. She never liked me. She always fucking hated me. Anyway,
Her name was Mabel. I wonder why.
She went through my jacket, pulled out everything out of every pocket. She made me turn out my pant pockets, like everything in my pants, patted them down, made sure I didn't have anything else. Went through my backpack, went through every pocket and every notebook and everything in my entire fucking backpack. Got to the lunch, didn't even open it up. Didn't even occur to her that might be a place that you'd hide something. And I got away.
Nice.
Yeah. I was a bad kid in junior high. I was like Corn Pop.
He was a bad dude.
Well, I was dealing with some shit, you know, like my mom was fucking dying of cancer and my dad had just got out of jail and my older brother was an asshole and I was hanging with the bad crowd doing the bad stuff. And yeah, man, I was,
does being in the school allow any staff member in the school to touch your child and like just search them?
They did then.
I get that.
I don't know what the rule is, but I didn't feel like I was in a position to say no. You know what I mean?
Well, I know you. I get that, but like, let somebody like touch my
Honda
kid.
didn't know he was allowed to yell "stranger danger."
Yeah, I could have just yelled "rape" repeatedly. Probably would have worked.
Why
They
is he
weren't
touching my
used to that.
turtle space?
They weren't used to that tactic yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, Dr. Mabel Young wasn't able to put it together enough to look in the fucking lunch bag.
That doctor, it wasn't as
Jesus Christ. The good old days. I was thinking like
I remember when we had to smuggle Pokemon cards in school.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
They banned them because kids were getting in fights over them. So we had to create like a way of hiding them and getting them in and then trading them. It was like a drug deal.
So it's hilarious. So like when they first came out, like we used to bring our binders to like school and shit, and we'd trade them at lunch or whatever. And then like I got sick and I was out of school for a week. I come back to school and I have like my binder and shit because it's mixed in with all my school books. And like I'm sitting at lunch, I whip it out and all the kids are like, "You're not supposed to have these." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Come on, who's got trades to go?" And the teacher comes over and like grabs me and like drags me off to the principal's office. Like, "You have contraband." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, come to find out, in the week I was sick, they banned him from school, and like I never got to notice.
Yeah.
So like my dad had to come down. He's just like, I remember like my principal fucking hated my dad because my dad just walks in and he's like, "The fuck is wrong with you people?" Like it's a goddamn cards. They're like, "Well, kids are getting distracted and they're not doing their work and they're getting into fights." And my dad's like, "Well, here's a concept. Fucking send the parents a goddamn notice, Jack." It's like you're not gonna put my kid in detention for this shit.
See, you guys are fetuses. We had Magic the Gathering cards.
We had those too.
Yeah, but that's
I remember
all
when
we
that
had.
shit came out.
Yeah, those were what I did in high school.
That was the same period of time where I was getting busted outside of the junior high. Was the original OG first gen Magic the Gathering was when I was in 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
That's how old I am. And those cards, dude, I remember you could get a pack of cards for, it was a couple of bucks. It was like $5 for a pack of cards or whatever.
Yep.
An unopened pack of OG first gen Magic the Gathering cards. What does that go for now? I wonder.
Probably fucking ridiculous.
Oh my god.
I know the boxes, like the booster boxes, are going for crazy money because there's an app called Whatnot that you can go on there and they sell all kinds of fucking collectibles, cards, comics, and whatever. And I know cards on there have just exploded.
eBay original sealed booster pack from 1994, $315.
Yep.
Jesus.
I believe it.
Well,
And it
think
was
if you
like
showed your
$3
Pokemon
back
cards.
then.
What original Charizard in good condition?
Oh,
Dude,
fuck, man. Those are going for like several grand, depending on the grade.
I fucking had like 4 or 5 of them too, because like I bought a shit ton of Pokemon cards back in the day, and like my dad would buy them, and he'd do trading and collecting and shit, because he used to like collect antiques and everything. So when he saw I was into cards, he's like, ah, cool. Like my son's into collecting and like trading something, so like I'll help fund this habit of his, right? And I had a binder that I swear to God, if I had that binder today, I could probably buy a house off of it, because it was all like original.
Wow.
Like,
1999 Pokemon base set booster pack, $475.
Yeah, unopened. I
Unopened.
thought about buying one just to see what would you get in it, because you can really make some big money if there's something good in it.
yeah.
It would be a real gamble, but man, it would be kind of fun.
Especially if you
look
got
up first gen Charizard.
graded.
1999. Oh my god. Oh my lord.
I'm
So
gonna
this is
cry.
First gen Charizard foil. Perfect condition in a case. It's got the whatever fucking PSA rating on it of 9. So 9 out of
What,
possible.
$50,000?
I would say at least
25.
10. I would say at
25
least
grand.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
So
man.
buy a $400 pack of cards then. Roll the dice. Could be a Charizard sitting in there worth 25 grand.
I gotta
I
go
feel
back
like
and
you
look at
should
my
do that.
cards in my protectors.
I
So
probably
I probably have one or two of those.
sell one gun, buy 2. See what happens. Right? You at least make your money's worth back, you know?
Just sell a couple of Model 10s, right, Duke?
You know me. You're still bitter over that. I'm not.
Yeah,
I've
we
let the
could have been
shotgun
brothers,
go.
Duke. We could have. I wanted us to be brothers, but you took that brotherhood and you sold it.
I sold the brotherhood.
Sold the brotherhood right down the river. Right down that.
Wait! He sold out the Brotherhood.
Yes.
Yeah, because Matt bought I bought a Smith & Wesson Model 10. Matt bought a Smith & Wesson Model 10. And then Duke bought 5 Smith & Wesson Model 10s that were all from the same place, right? They were police trade-ins.
Yep.
And they were all from the same fucking police station or whatever. And Duke sold all of his. He didn't even keep one. Not one.
Dookie,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you?
Hey.
See?
It just shows that brotherhood has a price.
I
that price is not very
them
much,
all.
apparently. A couple
I
$100
sold
and
and
it's
traded
yours.
them off, and I got what I wanted. So I'm
Yeah,
I'm
got
not
money
a-
instead of brotherhood is what you got.
not a wheel gun guy, and if I ain't taking it to war, I don't want it. So
Well, what can we say? Duke's a capitalist.
there you go. There you go.
I mean, there's no reason you couldn't take it to war, but
I just
I
would.
It wouldn't be
I
advised.
wouldn't.
See, Stephen Angel's in the Brotherhood.
Well, here we
Yeah,
go.
one of those
would've
Model
got
10.
me, though.
They weren't
Well-
available for very long because people like Duke started buying 5 at a time.
We'll ask him how much he wants to sell his for.
I bet a lot of money because his price on Brotherhood is higher than yours. I bet there's
I
a
mean-
price, but
To be fair, Duke did sell them off, and like for all we know, there is a lot more brothers in the Brotherhood now. So
yeah, I wonder how many murders have been. Just kidding. Just adding to Detroit's woes.
So, I don't know. What is there any good deals right now on anything?
not that I can think of. I know fucking whatchamacallit, Classic just got in a bunch of like Swiss surplus guns, but those have always been, I shouldn't say always because they haven't always been expensive, but for the last 10 years they've been expensive. So I doubt any of that stuff's cheap.
I mean, where do you go? JG, you go to Classic, you go to Buds, you go to Royal Tiger has good deals sometimes.
Yeah, but you have to wait 2 months for shipping.
Well, they've got Carcanos for a pretty low serial number of 199, I believe.
That's not a bad serial number range.
If you're into that kind of thing. I wonder what Buds has right now.
I'd
be curious.
You've got SKSs for a low serial number of 429, 430.
There you go.
That's not terrible.
Yeah, I've thought about picking one of those up.
I have one, and I'm glad I did.
Those are the Chinese ones, right?
Yeah, they're
West
Bayonetta.
Taiwan.
Yeah.
Wait, did you just say West Taiwan?
Yes.
Okay. Making sure.
Well, we did learn last night the highest IQ average by nation. Highest IQ. What do you guys think it is?
The nation or the IQ number?
The nation.
I don't know. If I'm saying West Taiwan, I'm guessing it's someplace in Asia. So I'm going to go regular Taiwan.
Ding, ding, ding. Regular Taiwan has the highest IQ of any country on average, period. Who has the lowest IQ on average?
China?
Singapore?
The lowest IQ? No.
I'll
I'll give you a hint. We just got a whole bunch of guns from them.
Africa?
Africa's not a country.
Ethiopia.
There you go.
Okay.
I was trying to remember where in Africa those guns came from.
Well, hold on. There's a South Africa. That's a country.
South Africa?
Yeah, but you didn't say South Africa.
Yeah, you said Africa.
You just said
diplomatic immunity.
Okay.
It's because Night Strike only views Africa as one nation. He sees them all as the same.
No. I just wasn't trying.
Now, next question. What are those numbers? So what was Taiwan and what is Ethiopia's number?
I don't know. Taiwan, I'm going to go average to... I forget what the whole number range is on IQs, to be honest. I don't know. I'm going to go like something 260, let's just say. And Ethiopia,
80.
I don't know. I was going to say 75, but...
Well, first of all, 140 is considered genius. So if you had an average IQ of an entire nation of 260...
Many genii.
That would mean like the dumbest guy in your country is a genius. That's so. No,
I don't know much about Taiwan, but okay. So knowing that, let's go.
And
Taiwan's average is 100.
So like average IQ is 100, and that's across the entire world, right? Taiwan has an average IQ of 110.
Okay.
What is Ethiopia? Something like
that makes me think Ethiopia is like 60.
63.
Damn.
Ouch.
average, which means at the tails, there are some people, like if your average is 63, there's some people who probably have an IQ of like 125, you know what I mean? Who are like the smartest freaking people out of that population. But that also means that there's people with an IQ of like 35, you know what I mean? To like average out to 63. And when you're looking at a place like Taiwan, 110 means at the upper ends, you're looking at people with an IQ of like 160, 150, somewhere in there that are above genius. And then other people who are like in the 80s. And like if you're like in the 80s in Taiwan, they're like, God, dude, he can't even run his food cart. But if you were 80s in Ethiopia, you'd be like, that guy's an entrepreneur. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just everything's relative. And it's also a weird scale as far as how it works. It's not linear, right? Like the difference between 90 and 100 is not the same as the difference between 100 and 110, right? Like there's a smaller difference between 90 and 100 as there is between 100 and 110. It's a parabolic curve, right? So the higher you get on that scale, the faster, the better, the more accurate, the more perfect you have to do those tests to get that higher score, right? And like it's almost off the scale to even get up to that higher echelon. Oh, well, we're checking my IQ right now because I didn't see a super chat. Apparently it's pretty low. HBO Matt says, think of it like ID law. They need RAS/PC to ask. What is RAS/PC? You're talking about the tax stamps.
PC is probable cause. RAS is... Why am I blanking on that one? I know PC is probable cause. Fucking these people using goddamn cop terms.
Is it something like reasonable suspicion or something?
Yeah, reason of suspicion or
reasonable ass suspicion. You got
reasonable ass suspicion.
Articulable.
Taiwan natives legit make their own guns to hunt. Dude, I was learning about Cuba earlier today, and how in Cuba you're not allowed to fish, and like they won't sell anybody like lures or hooks or poles to go fishing. So if you really wanted to fuck with the Cuban government, you just send over boatloads of like fishing gear. Because everybody wants to catch fish, but they can't because they're not allowed to.
That's horrible. You can't fish.
Reasonable, articulable, or suspicion.
Oh, communism's so good.
I have heard about that in Taiwan, though, how, like, the natives... Because I guess, like, obviously Taiwan has pretty strict gun laws and shit like that, but they allow the natives to still hunt just because, like, respect to the natives or whatever, so the natives, like, build their own guns and shit. Good for them.
It's one way to do it.
Well, I mean, where's the Khyber Pass guns that they just fucking take a file and a block of metal and file away till they have like a slide that works on a lower or whatever?
Yep.
That's is it Pakistan market? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's Khyber Pass, yeah.
That's so cool. I would love to have like 10 grand and just walk down that street.
Same.
How much is a Khyber Pass gun if you're in the Khyber Pass?
Not expensive. I think I remember like they were selling like copies of Tokarevs for like $30 or something, like 30 American dollars. Like,
yeah, and it was like $100 for a full auto AK.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's go to the Khyber Pass. Fuck digging for Sang in West Virginia. We're going to the Khyber Pass.
Now, granted, some of that shit may blow up on you and stuff, but like if nothing else, they're creative. Like some of the shit they come up with is just like, this is some creative shit. It probably won't feed a full magazine, but like I just kind of want it because it's cool and like fucking weird. Like the AKAR mashup that they made, I'm like, this makes no sense, but I kind of want it.
I don't know. We can go to West Virginia and dig for Sang, or we can go to Khyber Pass. What do you guys think?
Why not both? The saying funds your Khyber Pass.
All right, South Park is better than Rick and Morty. I'm ending that poll.
It's been on longer.
Yes came in second. So yes beat Rick and Morty. Okay, let's go with... How do you spell Khyber?
Khyber, I believe.
Kyber crystals? Lightsaber shit?
We're going Khyber Pass versus ginseng. We'll just go sang. There you go.
Ginseng.
What's the better way to make money while you're on vacation?
Oh, the better way to make money is probably ginseng.
Or
Because
being
you're
a
not
drug mule for the
You're
cartel.
Yeah, you're not gonna make money on the Khyber Pass. You're just gonna be able to.
Because you're gonna buy a
money
bunch of $30 Tokharovs, and then bring them back to America and show them to Ian McCollum from ForgottenWeapons.com, and like make the price of Khyber Pass Tokharovs go through the roof.
Oh yeah, that's like with that one guy with the guns.
And then you fucking sell them on Gunbroker because it's the national market.
And you let the market determine the price.
Let the market decide, right? Just like fucking what's his name, Military Arms Channel. Exactly.
I have a feeling the only hard part about that is going to be getting the Tokharovs into the country.
But won't the Yankee Marshal call me out though if I do that?
No, what you do is you just put them in a bin of like screws, right? You take them apart and put them in a bin of screws, and then ship them to yourself as like random machine parts.
Machine parts. Okay,
it doesn't get checked. It doesn't get checked.
I see. Okay, I see.
It's not like these things have fucking serial numbers on them anyway. You know.
What are they?
Khyber Pass
Tokharovs for $30.
I can't see how
the main problem is getting there without dying, and then coming back again without dying.
Yeah, but I saw that movie where like those people were able to go to that area of the world. They were police. They were like world police, but the language seems really easy to learn.
Well, the other side of that coin though is hunting ginseng in West Virginia doesn't seem to be a very safe occupation either, to be honest.
I don't know much about the hunting of ginseng.
No, it doesn't really matter.
You don't want to hunt ginseng?
Where did you guys find that thing about ginseng?
I don't know. I found this thing on YouTube called Appalachian Outlaws, and I just happened to catch a random episode of it. And it's these hillbillies from all over West Virginia and other states too that come in for ginseng season because there's no limit on how much ginseng you can dig up in West Virginia, but other places have regulations on it. And you can take it to like a fucking fur trader and like trapper and like that kind of thing sales place to like turn in your furs for money, but you can also sell your ginseng there for like $1,000 a pound, dude.
Honda has an alternate plan. We don't hunt ginseng, we hunt the sang hunters. They already have gathered it up, they have a bag full of it. You just find them, you take their shit, and then you bury them in a hole in the woods, and then you're done.
Has anyone ever asked the Yankee Marshal if he's hunted sang? Because he's from the West Virginia.
Oh my god, I bet he probably has. I bet that's how they fed the chickens growing up, was with the sang money.
The chickens?
Yeah, because you hunt for ginseng to buy chicken feed so that you can feed the chickens so that you can eat all year. That's how you eat all year off of fighting ginseng.
Okay.
That's how they do it.
Or maybe that's how he became the Yankee Marshal, was he was the marshal of those parts. Yeah, and no one was transporting sang through his territory.
He was enforcing the sang territory.
I'm just saying, you think about that one dude had what, like 20 pounds of sang on him? Let's assume that's a lot. So like 10 pounds of sang on average. There's money to be made.
The one guy that they were following throughout one season made $50,000 in 5 weeks. And I don't know what he does the rest of the year. He's like, my kids are going to eat good this year. They're not going to worry about being cold, and they're going to have a pretty good Christmas, too. right? That was like his quote or whatever.
Because I'm gonna shoot a lot of this up my arm.
I'm just saying, what do you do in the other like 47 weeks of the year? You know,
Whatever the fuck you want.
apparently. It'd be pretty nice to have 47 weeks off, and then 5 weeks a year you just go to West Virginia and fucking trudge around in the woods and dig up fucking roots. I kind of want to do it now.
I think it sounds like a great idea still. Like,
We'll just make a video, like we'll live stream it from the woods of West Virginia.
well, my thing is like most people are worried about, the people, with the sharpened screwdrivers throwing them at them and shit. Like, at least you have a gun, Honda.
Yeah, this is my singing gun right here. It's what I bring with me to protect myself from the ginseng pirates that you find in the woods from time to time.
Also known as Ray Ray.
It's got an adjustable brace. Yeah, how do you like that thing?
Duke, I have a plan for you. Whenever Honda does this, we should go be pirates and just follow him.
Yeah, you just like
rob
park by
him.
my car and wait for me to come back.
So we have masks on and we're like, give me your ginseng. And he's like, hey, don't I know you? No, you don't, baby. Give me all your ginseng.
Give me all your ginseng now.
That's how Honda shoots his friends.
That's probably how he would shoot.
I take my mask off. Take me to the hospital. I'm dying.
Like, no, Duke.
I meant to shoot Ray
Not
Ray.
Duke.
Oh, that'd be funny. The antics.
Then you look at me and you say, I always knew it was going to be you.
But you shoot
It was
me with a
always you,
38.
Honda.
You shoot me with a 38.
I always knew it would be you.
With a snub nose.
That's no, it's a 38 Smith & Wesson Model 10.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one I got to bring.
Yeah, that's the sang hunting gun, man.
That's the singing gun right there.
Like, seriously, I bet you there's a bunch of old Model 10s in those boys' pockets.
I mean, it does have a pretty good trigger on it. It's a good singing gun. You need something light to carry around with you when you're just singing in the woods.
Just a singing.
I was singing.
Jesus Christ. That was the first play I ever went to. Jesus Christ Superstar.
Superstar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been a couple of times.
You're
It's
not
okay.
the one that they said you are. I still don't understand what that fucking shit's about.
I don't know either, but
It was like Jesus in the 70s or something.
it was weird. Yeah, because there's like weird like Nazi like looking fucking whatchamacallits, like centurions. I was like, okay, this is odd, I guess.
But by far my favorite play that I ever saw, Fiddler on the Roof.
I enjoy Fiddler on the Roof a lot, yeah.
Like
Yes.
we saw it as a play. We liked it so much. We like fucking bought the movie because there's a movie version of the play apparently,
Mm-hmm.
which is also pretty good. You guys haven't seen Fiddler on the Roof? All the fetuses out there that don't have culture. You should watch that shit. It's a good fucking film.
It was a good film.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yep.
Not as good as The Producers, though. That's a good one.
Producers
one.
is really good. Yeah.
The one with Will Ferrell is very, very funny. Nathan Lane, guy from Ferris Bueller, very good stuff.
Did anyone ever see the South Park dudes produce the play about Mormonism? And they wrote like 17 songs about Mormonism, making fun of it, basically.
I have not.
Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
No.
Guys, tell me.
Book
You guys
of
don't
Mormon.
know about
Book
this?
of Mormon.
Yeah. That's what it's called, Book of Mormon. Like, those guys troll Mormonism so fucking hard, and I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, shit. Raw Feeding 101 dropped in $5 and said, finally got my upper anniversary gift from my wife, and I'm glad I didn't sell my knife. That rhymed. Ray Ray and Angry get the reference.
Yes. Well, I mean, I'm happy that he got his upper. I think he said he only needs his bolt carrier group and charging handle now, so Almost a
Get her
complete,
done, man.
almost a complete rifle there, sir.
You
I
can
guess
get
Duke wouldn't
a
get the reference though. That's cool though. He could leave me out. No big deal.
Well, you're probably sleeping
Not
during
bitter.
that part of
I'm
the
not
chat.
bitter about it at all.
You were sleeping during that part of the chat.
I don't
Duke.
get
It's
the
okay.
reference, so
You can get a BCG and a charging handle for fucking like nothing right now. Like they're so cheap right now
They are.
at Night Strike's favorite store, PalmettoStateArmory.com.
It's my local store.
That's cool that it's your local store.
I'd like to go there. I don't know. Is it like a big fucking storefront? Like they got a bunch of shit there, or how is it?
It's about half as big as like a Dick's Sporting Goods, but with a range, an indoor
that's
range. So, I mean, they've got hunting stuff, they've got fishing stuff, they've got guns along like two walls. There's two large walls, nothing but guns, and then they got a whole entire wall dedicated to uppers. So.
I see. I don't know. I really like Dragon Man's gun store. It was the coolest gun store I think I've ever been to. Because not only is there like all the regular guns that you can buy, but there's also like machine guns that you can rent and stuff off in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a gun range right next, like outside, just like right next to the gun store. You just walk 10 feet and you're at the fucking range. So it's pretty fucking cool.
I've seen videos of the museum. The museum looks pretty cool.
Museum was also very cool. Like that, honestly, like museum versus gun range, gun store, museum, hands down. But as far as gun stores themselves, that was also the best gun store that I've ever been to. As far as, hey, look how many AKs we have. You want an AK? I've got 70 of them of this kind. Oh, you don't like that kind? Well, I've got 70 of this kind too. Which one do you want? I'm like, Jesus. It's pretty cool. I highly recommend if anyone hasn't been out to Dragon Man's in Colorado, if you get the chance, do it. Well, shit. Someone's fucking.
You got another? Yep.
Use words, somebody.
Charging handles are about $20. BCGs are about 70. I'll get her done. Do it, man.
You can do it.
What are you going to run for your optic? Do you have that figured out? I do like the...
What about sights?
Where we're going, we don't need sights.
These... I forget what SIG it is. SIG Red Dot.
The Romeo?
These are fucking like $80, dude. And they're fucking pretty nice. Like, if you're going to spend $60 on something, you might as well spend 80 and get something good, you know? Stephen Angel says, watched your Dragon Man video. It was great. Everyone should watch it. That is my most watched video on my channel, actually. Is the Dragon Man video. I do need to go back there and fucking film again. That was a pain in the ass, though, dude. Honestly, like, it was 3 hours from beginning to end. And, like, it's not really hard for me to walk around for 3 hours, but it is hard for me to walk around for 3 hours like this. Holding a fucking camera and, like, recording everything. My back hurt by the end of it. I was done, dude. Lead on Steel says PSA is also my local gun store.
Awesome.
South Carolina.
Well, no, they opened a one in Georgia too.
South Carolina fought with the South. North Carolina fought with the North, right?
No, they were both South.
They were both South?
Yeah.
But it was Virginia and West Virginia. So Virginia was South, West Virginia was North, right?
Right.
West Virginia was also South, was it not?
No, West Virginia split off because of the South, and they didn't want to be part of Virginia.
Correct.
I thought that West Virginia was still a slave state, though, was it not?
Nope.
No, it wasn't at that point. They split off, became their own state.
Yeah, they were until they decided to become the West.
Yeah.
Oh, look it up.
They didn't really need slaves for the saying.
Yeah, they got ginseng in those woods. They don't need even to work more than 5 weeks a year, really.
They have meth addicts. They didn't need.
You know what else they had in West Virginia?
The Mothman.
Well, that's another thing. That's another thing. They had moonshine, and they also had coal.
And they had the Yankee Marshal.
It's weird that there's people who make their money off of moonshine still.
Oh yeah.
Like to this day, not like a moonshine still, but like still is in still going on.
Yeah, but you don't see the ATF going after them. They'd rather take your guns away instead.
Yeah, no, they'll make fucking documentaries about them on fucking Discovery Channel, actually. And you can watch all about the fucking moonshiners making shine in the middle of the woods there. There was that guy, Popcorn Sutton. Remember him?
Yep.
Old Popcorn. That last run of liquor I'll ever make. That was a good fucking documentary.
Not to be confused with Corn Pop.
Corn Pop is a completely different bad dude.
Yeah.
And then you get to be really old to get that reference, but someone will.
He was.
Mad bad voodoo.
Honestly, though, like, if you wanted to distill alcohol, there's nothing that they could do to stop you, at least to start with, until you were, like, selling it and making money off of it and doing it in a way that they knew about you. Would they even know that you exist, you know?
Well, technically, the only time it becomes illegal is you can make alcohol for yourself, for your own personal consumption, all you want. The only time it becomes illegal is when you try and sell it without, proper licenses or something from the government and paying taxes on it.
So
correct.
I looked up the West Virginia thing. West Virginia was in the North, but of the people from West Virginia that fought in the Civil War, 18,000 fought for the North and 32,000 fought for the South.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like they didn't understand their citizenship there.
I think they just said, fuck it and walked across the border, I guess. That's interesting, though.
Home distilling of spirituous liquors for personal consumption is prohibited under Colorado state law and is considered a Class 2 petty offense, carrying a $250 fine for each offense.
In most other states,
in
most other states, it's legal for personal consumption. But again, unless you live in a state like, no offense, Colorado.
Hey man, Colorado's fucking awesome for like a million other reasons, though.
I know.
Revenuers here. So.
There's things about Colorado that suck, and Denver is turning into Chirac mixed with Los Angeles. There's like crazy people on the street and shootings. It's fucking terrible, dude. It's like going through downtown Denver now is like going through Los Angeles was in like 2003. We're just a little bit behind now. We'll catch up. Don't worry, LA.
Honestly, I think we're watching like the slow collapse of every major city in the Western world, at least the United States.
And I was wondering, how does that compare to other major metropolitan? Because like Denver used to be really nice, is the thing. And so like the change from really nice to like kind of shitty is a huge change. And if it's like from kind of shitty to shittier, like that's not as big of a change.
We went from kind of shitty to shittier.
Right. And I bet a lot of places are like that are just like, well, it was shitty, but now it's worse. Like,
how do you go from shitty to worse?
Welcome to
more shitty.
Michigan.
Well, if you don't eat enough fiber.
Is that what that is? Okay. All right. I get it now.
Do you ever have a ghost poop?
If I know what a ghost poop is.
Is that when it's unserialized?
That's where you have so much fiber in your diet, then you poop, and you go to wipe, and there's nothing to wipe. It's just like a clean fucking, just came out clean and didn't even touch your cheeks.
Just such a solid poop.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not healthy, by the way.
It doesn't sound healthy.
I mean, I don't always have a ghost poop.
I feel like zoo poo would help with that.
Yeah, you need the Zucca poo.
2 hours and 4 minutes in.
How many pounds of toxic poop is that?
5 to 7.
Did you know that the average adult male has 5 to 7 pounds of toxic poop in his
Fuck.
Eat
Still
more
is
chili.
dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, that's how you blow up your apartment. I think that's why it's illegal in Colorado for you to do it for home consumption. Was because someone fucking did it and blew up their apartment and hurt somebody, and now they made it illegal.
Well, stills are dangerous, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can poison and blind people. So,
well, you just got to pour out that the first bit of worm or whatever they call it. You know.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't know where the cutoff is, but like the first whatever it is off the liquor is like methanol, and it will fucking blind you.
Oh yeah. But a lot of people make their own beer at home too. So
yeah, but when you brew beer, you use a yeast that only gives you a specific type of alcohol, and it's a lot safer process.
That's true. No, that is a good point.
I actually had a buddy a couple years ago. He started making his own moonshine, and then a couple months after him starting, he fucking killed himself because of drinking it. I don't think he was dumping the first few batches. Yeah. Fucker killed himself. But he died drinking. That's what he loved doing.
I hear you, Jose.
Episode about that where they were dumping the moonshine in the river and everyone went blind. I forget. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. Jose Morgan's out there saying at Honda, I live in Arizona, and that's even getting worse, especially Maricopa is becoming just like LA2 or Silicon Valley. The sad part is I'm originally from Maricopa.
Dude, even like
I don't even want to go back. That's how bad it is. I used to love Arizona, but I don't want to go back now.
My family's
Not
from
that
Yuma.
bad.
Really?
Yeah, my grandfather was in the Marine Corps. They lived out there for a long time.
Yeah, they had a base out there.
So I grew up in this place called Parker, Colorado, which is like a rich suburb southeast of Denver, like significantly outside of the city to the point where it's almost a city unto itself. It's not attached, even though nowadays it kind of is because things have just grown together, But it used to be Parker. There was a shooting in Parker, right? There was a McDonald's and a jealous husband and a cheating wife, and the story. And then he saw the couple together at McDonald's and shot them, and then drove up the street and shot himself. Right?
It sounds like something you hear on Unsolved Mysteries or something.
Oh, it was solved right away. They knew exactly what happened and who did it, and they found the truck right away. And like everyone involved, there was no mystery. But it was something that didn't happen in Parker. You never hear about something like that in Parker. Oh my God, that's where that shooting was. People talked about it for months, about that shooting in Parker and how crazy it was and where they were when that shooting happened and all this other stuff, right? Nowadays, it's like, oh, there was a shooting on Main Street again. Just like a weekly occurrence almost. It's like
people just shrug. What is it? It's where you get used to the violence.
Well, what happens is back then you'd let your kids bike to downtown Parker for the festival and you wouldn't worry about it, and they didn't have cell phones and no one was worried because nothing would happen.
Because people in vans wouldn't abduct children.
If something did happen, it was so uncharacteristically fucking crazy that you didn't even have to worry. It was statistically unfucking recognizable. Versus now, you don't let your kids bike to town for the festival. You might not even want to take your family with you and protect them as you go to town for the festival. You're just going to stay home. It's a chilling effect that happens. And it's happening in Denver right now. Like, it used to be where if you had like a hot date, right, wearing like a nice hot fucking black dress or red dress, and you wanted to take her to somewhere fancy, and you'd go downtown,
right?
Because there was nice restaurants and bars, and you could go bar hopping and go to a couple of places, maybe see a club, see some music, hear a band, whatever it is.
Have a good time.
And it was really fucking cool. Now, you take your hot date in a red dress to downtown. She might get molested while you go to the bathroom. And if you do anything about it, you might have to get in a fight. And if you fight hard enough, you might get shot. Not even joking. So what happens to the people with a hot date that they have now? They don't take her downtown. It's not even a thing anymore. Why?
That's awful.
Fucking people moved in who are terrible people. And I've been saying this for over 10 years now. And people 10 years ago were fucking calling me all kinds of names and saying that I'm dumb and I don't know what I'm talking about. And those very same people now are moving out of Colorado because they don't want to be here anymore. It's like, huh. Oh, shit. Hold on.
But where do you go? Because everywhere is going to hell in a handbasket.
At this point, you got to fix the problem where you're at.
Exactly.
How do you fix it where you're at? That's the issue.
Hold on, like this. Oh, Duke already left. Damn it.
Yeah, he duked out.
He duked out.
Well, he duked out, and then he realized it, and he dropped out before I could pull up the alarm sound. Sounds like Trailer Park Saturday night in
Bammer.
Alabama.
Alabama. I don't know, man. Maybe it's time to move out to the country somewhere.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Eat a lot of peaches.
Honestly, I've kind of given up on that idea. I'm just waiting for the apocalypse.
God damn it! Now I got that song stuck in my head.
Maybe you had like 10, 20 acres and a fucking trailer, it'd be enough to start with, you know? But that's not exactly cheap to get that together, even, is it?
No. Not anymore.
No.
No, I've been looking at prices and fucking hell, everything's just gone up. It's ridiculous.
The problem is once you have that amount of acreage, it's hard as hell to take care of if you don't have the proper equipment. Ask me how I know.
Well, and then the other problem is like you're like, okay, well, in my area I can find land that's $1,000 an acre. Like
not anymore. There's nowhere left in fucking America. It's $1,000 an acre thanks to fucking COVID.
Well, there still is in Colorado, but it's like, okay, how do you get to that land?
There is no more land that you can actually access that is $1,000 an acre. Like that. I was looking at Oklahoma years ago, and it was that. And like in the last 2 years, it went up to 2,000, and then it went up to like 5,000 for anything that you could even like access. It's just ridiculous.
Well, then it's like, okay, so I bought 10 acres for 10 grand, and then I figured out a way to get to it. Okay, how about sewer, water, electricity, any of that stuff? Well, unless you have like hundreds of thousands of dollars, you're not going to get hooked into that shit. In which case you have to do it on your own, which means like water collection or fucking dig a well or whatever. And then you got to have some sort of way to make power. So you're living off the grid power status, which costs hundreds of thousands of dollars if you want to actually have power and not just run a fucking freezer. So yeah, I mean, like it gets way too expensive to even be tenable with any kind of modern amenities whatsoever. I mean, you could just live out in the bushes and the sticks and fucking build a hut out of mud and shit and live like fucking our great-great-grandparents did or something, you know? But even they had fucking horses or something, dude. Come on.
Yeah, they had horses.
There was a point where my wife and I were looking at straw bale houses. Straw bale homes.
Or like build a yurt, dude. That's the cheapest way to do it is a yurt. Because like the building materials for a yurt, you can build a decent sized fucking home for $10,000, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but isn't a yurt just a tent?
It's a tent, but it's got wooden permanent fucking walls and stuff, and like
how
the way
thick is the fabric or what the material for the sides?
I'm unfamiliar exactly with what it is, to be honest, all the details, but it's a permanent fucking tent structure thing that you can pick up and move if you needed to also, which is the other cool part about it.
Because I'd be weary of the fabric wearing over the elements.
They make them that are certified for like 20 years of use. So yeah, after 20 years, it would be like, fuck, I got to spend 10 grand and get a new one or whatever. But
right.
And even then, you could probably patch it up or something to make it last longer, I bet, too, to be honest. Just probably. Like fucking start putting stucco or some shit on it.
Or epoxy.
And people are asking about Matt. Truth is, man, we don't really know what's going on still. It's concerning. We're worried. We have all fucking expressed concern and hope that he's doing okay and hope that things get better. But as for specifics or timelines, I am unable to give you guys answers, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sucks, man.
I remember, what was it, like a week ago, he posted something on, I think, Discord, saying that things should get back to normal soon, but that's the last I heard from him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Anything I know which is completely inadequate and incomplete is not for me to share, because I don't have all the information and I can't be telling people stuff online. And
Right.
I have an idea about what it is, but specifics I don't know. I honestly don't know. And it sucks, and I don't like leaving you guys in the dark, but again, it's not my fucking story to tell. So again, just everybody pray for Matt and hope he gets better.
Yep.
Anyway, fuck my life. Let's fucking toast to that, by the way. Let's toast to that. You got a drink, pour yourself a drink, get it in your hand, raise your glass. Just say, to Matt, my dearest friend, may everything get better before we even realize it. May this time without you be a distant memory, and may everything be back to normal just as it was. Cheers.
Cheers.
Salute.
Been trying to get better at cheersing. It's a tough thing to get good at, especially when you're dealing with heavy subjects, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I honestly can't even think about Matt. Like, I really don't want to talk about it.
Well, I got to bow out, gents. I will see y'all tomorrow.
All right, good sir.
See you, Angry. Oh, shit.
Perust. Robert Levendy. Looks like Love and Die.
I think he pronounces it Lefandi.
Yeah, that's true. Is Perust like cheers? It sounds fucking Slavic or something. Perust. Das Vidania. Stolichnia. I don't know many words in Russian. Hakusamaj. I think you probably know that one. Means like good day in Slavic. I don't know what the language is actually. Yugoslavian? Yes, it's Dutch. Okay. Well, that's not the same language.
I was thinking it was Dutch.
I don't know any Dutch.
I know a little, just a little. Like the curse words, because my grandmother used to curse in Dutch.
Isn't Dutch and German very close?
Very close, but still, different. They share a lot of common words and a lot of common, sayings, but again, they're far enough apart. Not someone speaking Dutch won't always understand what somebody speaking German will say, and vice versa.
So, like in high school, you could take foreign language classes, and the only ones that they offered were Spanish, French, and Italian. So if you wanted to learn Dutch or Mandarin or Slavic or whatever, there was no option for you to learn that and actually get credit for it in school. So everyone just took Spanish and fucking was like, yeah, I don't care.
I mean, Dutch and German is like comparing Portuguese and Spanish.
Suka balat. Bailat. Balay. Bite. I don't know how to say that. Means good health in Scandinavian. Yeah, don't make me try to read words in other languages. I can barely read English.
Especially when you're taking shots.
Well, the shots make it more difficult because then my eyesight doesn't work and I got to squint and get like real close to the screen.
Don't you have reading glasses?
I've never needed them until probably recently, and I haven't been checked out to see if I actually need them right now. So
okay, well, good luck.
I made it this far. I'm 40 years old and I haven't needed glasses yet, or contacts or anything. So
I mean, if you gotten to this point, I mean, you're fine.
From everything I've heard, people like once they start you like, okay, you're finally to the point where you're like, I think I might need glasses, and then you get them. Then your eyes get used to glasses and your fucking vision gets bad real quick.
I've actually been fortunate. I've been wearing glasses since probably, 98, 99. And my vision's barely changed over the years.
I've been wearing glasses since like 93 or 94. So, a long time.
Has your vision changed much since then, though?
It's gotten a little worse, yeah.
The only thing that's gotten worse for me is I got astigmatism in both eyes.
I have that too.
Dude, I used to have like fighter pilot vision. Like I could have qualified for like whatever qualification as far as vision goes, and it's gotten to the point where I think I have like normal person vision, or maybe a little bit worse than that. So it's gotten worse, but it isn't like bad. You know what I mean? Daniel dropped in $5. Said Matt's super chat check is gonna suck this month. Does he have PayPal or something? We could kick him some fiat dollars. We were going to give him anyway. The only thing I can think of is Patreon. If you guys here, let me look up Matt's Patreon. Hold on.
I'm sure we can figure out a way to get it to him if we can figure out a way to take it. Set up a Venmo or PayPal or something and hand it over to him.
Yeah.
Or I could find out Matt's PayPal probably pretty easy.
Just text him.
Okay, hold
Oh,
on.
he won't answer fucking text tonight. Striker, you not tried texting him?
I have not lately. That's
Yeah, he
I
hasn't.
didn't know that. I'm sorry.
He hasn't answered text in 3 weeks.
Shit.
2 weeks, something like that. 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, didn't he text us the other day?
That was the first time I've heard a text from him or seen a text from him or talked to him at all in weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There's his Patreon in the chat there, guys. If you want to go there and kick him a couple of bucks, I'm sure he would appreciate it. And for sure, man. I mean, I think he's taking time off of work right now too.
Yeah. I think with Patreon, they have it set up to where you can do it one time or you can do it monthly. So
Matt once said he didn't know how to get into his PayPal account. No, what happened with that? He's got he's like grandfathered into the YouTube like pay service or whatever.
Google AdSense or Pay or
Google AdSense.
Yeah.
And
I'm in there too.
Google AdSense has him somehow like blocked but not blocked, and he doesn't want to go in and have him fix it because he's afraid that they're gonna like look into his shit and then actually block him. So he gets the money from super chats and stuff like that, but he doesn't want to go in and fix anything so he can do the rest of the weird shit that YouTube lets you do, like the fucking membership access and all that stuff. So that's why he hasn't done that. And I think that's what you're talking about there, Yoder.
Yeah.
And yeah, he did just go dark. He went dark to us too. It's not you guys. It's everybody. So,
like honestly, Honda and I are closer to him than anyone I've ever been close to in my fucking life. You guys, and it's weird to me that he just went dark. It concerns me, and that's why I really don't want to talk about it, to be honest, because I'm really fucked up about it.
And the problem is mainly there's nothing that we can do about it.
Exactly.
You know? Like it's not one of those things that you can like show up to his doorstep with a casserole so that his kids are eating, like that kind of shit that you would do for a neighbor or someone close to you or a family member that lives in the same fucking state.
Right.
I just want to know what kind of casserole Honda makes.
Tuna.
Really?
Tuna casserole.
I like tuna casserole.
I've only eaten tuna casserole once, and it was not in the best of circumstances, so I'm not going to judge you based off of it.
I'm pretty sure
it's pretty easy.
He's
It's
a
just
decent cook.
a couple cans of tuna, some boiled noodles, cream of mushroom soup, fried onions on top, bake it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So you go with the minimalist method, Honda.
I mean, that's what tuna casserole is, right? I mean, what else is in tuna casserole other than noodles, cream of mushroom, tuna, and
I've heard some people add celery too.
Well, those people are slave owners.
I know, right?
My grandmother
used to
really
make
liked
juice.
celery.
Yeah.
It's gotten me even thinking about going to Tulsa. I'm planning on going to Tulsa for the gun show because we were all planning on going there. But if Matt can't make it, I'm thinking about going down to South Texas. But if, I can't even talk to him before that date comes, it's not like I'm just going to show up at his doorstep like, hey, brother, how's it going? I drove all the way here to see if you need anything. That's...
Yeah.
I mean, I get a hotel or whatever. That's fine, but it's not.
What's the nearest airport near Matt?
San Antonio, probably. There may be one.
Brownsville has an international airport.
I think Brownsville has an airport, don't they?
Yes, they do.
I mean, Charleston has an airport. It's not even a very big airport. It's an airport.
Echo.
Brownsville Airport. Hold on, I'm looking it up. Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport. So it's kind of halfway in between the two.
It's close enough.
Fuck celery, says Jason J. Brian Knight says, my mom made kick-ass tuna casserole. I don't know how she made it. I need to see if my sisters know. My mom died when I was 15, but one thing she did was make a cookbook before she died. And it has all of the recipes from my childhood that she used to make with the exact ingredients and how she used to make it with the degrees in the oven and all that stuff, dude. It's fucking awesome. It's really, honestly, it's fucking cool to have that.
Yeah, my mom did the same thing that my grandma had recipes that she passed down to her, and now I have them from both.
My favorite thing. Okay, what's your favorite thing that your mom used to make?
I don't have anything.
Potato salad. Because
what?
me and my dad used to barbecue a lot for family functions, and my mom would make this badass potato salad.
Are we talking recipes now?
Yeah, just what dish or what was it that your mom would make that you're like, oh my god, thank you for making this or whatever,
My mother and my grandmother, and it's an old family recipe, but it's a really badass cookie recipe. Seriously, it involves using sour cream.
My mom didn't cook anything growing up.
No, as far as cooking, it's like my mom makes just some pretty badass food just as it is. So did my grandmother.
My mom would make this thing called chicken divan.
Mm-hmm.
So this is super easy too. So anyone can make this. You don't even have to write down the fucking recipe. You just take grilled chicken, right? Chop it up into 1-inch cubes. Throw it in the bottom of a pan. Bunch of broccoli, chop it up, throw it on top of the chicken. Half an onion or some onion, you throw it in the pan. Cream of mushroom soup in the pan. Then you take a loaf of French bread and chop it up into 1-inch cubes, throw it on top of that, and then you put cheese on top of the bread. Pop it in the oven until everything melts together. Chicken divan. Oh my fucking god, dude. You guys don't even know.
Yeah, my mom used
sounds
to make
awesome.
this kick-ass pork chops smothered in brown gravy over a bed of rice. That shit was fucking awesome.
Damien Christ says, potato salad. Show me potato salad.
Potato salad.
Jason
Honda,
J says, oh, go ahead.
It looks like Khyber Pass beat the Sang.
Oh my God, Khyber Pass. Well, that way you get a gun out of it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't have to hike around the woods of West Virginia with fucking meth heads hunting you. That's another thing that's pretty positive. Jason J says enchilada casserole. That sounds good.
It does.
I do
Yeah,
love
that is
meatloaf.
good.
I make some goddamn good meatloaf, okay, so
Have you ever tried using beef and sausage?
no.
Yes.
Have you ever tried saltine crackers instead of breadcrumbs?
Yes, I have.
Yes,
I have. That's
fucking
awesome.
makes
That's
it
the way to
better.
do it.
Yep.
See, I've also gotten Italian breadcrumbs and used those too. That's pretty
It's
good
not-
too.
It's good, but it's not the same as.
It's not the same as
crackers.
saltines. No. It's just
Yeah.
that extra salt. It's what
Saltine
that is.
crackers makes it delicious. I don't know
It
what it
does.
is.
I've also mashed up potato chips and used potato chips instead of saltines too. That works pretty good too.
Yeah.
Damien Christ says spaghetti with meatballs. Whoop, excuse me. Hiccuping.
I remember a buddy of mine, we went on a camping retreat and we caught and fried up a bunch of catfish. And in one batch, they crushed up just a bag of Doritos and coated the catfish in it and fried it. That shit was fucking good.
Okay, here's another question. You guys have friends growing up that have different cultural backgrounds or whatever, and then you go to their friend's house, you go to your friend's house for dinner, and one time their mom made whatever this is that I'm asking you about, that you were like, oh my God.
Yeah.
My mom never made anything like that, and that was delicious.
Yeah.
And what was
Yep.
that thing?
Soul food.
I'm originally from Arizona, so went and visited my friend, and we went and visited his family on the reservation. And his I think it was his grandmother. She made rattlesnake chili. And they went out and caught a rattlesnake, skinned it, took the meat, and just dropped it in the chili.
Really?
And I shit you not, it was delicious.
I've never had like reptile.
No.
I don't think I've ever had frog legs.
I've had alligator, frogs legs,
Alligator scoop.
multiple kinds of snakes. Reptile's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've had
Deep fried
kangaroo tail.
alligator tail is delicious, by the way.
Kangaroo tail's pretty good too.
Honestly, like every time someone is afraid of alligators in like a survival situation or whatever, or video, I kind of laugh a little bit because they're really easy to kill and they taste really good.
And they're slow.
Yeah, they're super slow, even
I mean,
in the water. Like you with a baseball bat in the water versus a fucking alligator is a no-win situation for the alligator.
That's because everybody in the world is confused alligators with crocodiles, thinking alligators are just like crocodiles when crocodiles are the fast ones. Alligators are slow as shit.
Well, saltwater crocodiles are like 3 or 4 times the size of alligators too.
Right.
Like they're a whole different thing. You don't want to hunt crocodiles.
No, you don't.
Robert
Not unless you got a
Harrison
really big
says,
gun.
Yeah. Well,
Gator is
either that-
awesome. Shark steak is even better. Have you guys ever had shark steak?
I've
Oh
had
my
shark
God.
steak. It's
I
awesome.
haven't.
good. I really like swordfish better than shark though.
I don't know. I had shark steak, and it reminded me. It was like some weird amalgamation between like beef and fish. It was somewhere in between, and it was delicious.
It was delicious. It melted in your mouth.
I like swordfish because it's like a mixture between chicken and fish and steak. It's like those three had a baby.
I want to try shark fin soup. Like, why is Japan fucking murdering sharks for this shit? Like, why are they like?
It's not just
I
Japan.
never-
The Chinese do it too.
I would never eat shark fin soup.
Do they eat shark fin in China?
I think they do. They have their own version. Believe it or not, a lot of those recipes intermingle between the countries.
My mom, growing up, made an apple pie. I forgot about that. I really liked her apple pie.
Okay, it is served in parts of China, Taiwan, and Southeast Asia, so it's not just Japan.
But you hear it more often in Japan
What is in shark fin soup besides shark fin?
No clue.
Let me look it up. Broth.
It is a chicken soup lightly thickened with potato starch with strings of chicken and eggs. So it's like chicken, eggs, and shark fin?
More or less, yeah.
It's like egg drop soup.
How did they prepare the shark fin, though? Did they leave it whole and just drop it in there and let it melt?
I think you get like strips of it or whatever. They just like cut thin strips of it.
Yeah.
So it's basically all like shark skin with a little bit of meat in the middle. Daniel says crocodiles are basically fucking dinosaurs. Yeah, they are. Crocodiles have been around longer than dinosaurs, actually. They were around before dinosaurs were. And they're still here.
Mm-hmm.
Crocodiles are fucking scary, dude. Like
They are.
saltwater croc, like a 20-foot long saltwater crocodile that weighs like 2,000 fucking pounds. Jaws can eat half of your body in one bite. Like, Jesus, dude.
I
You
love
ever-
sending Duke those videos of sharks in the text messages. I've been sending him videos of, like great whites that are like fucking with people spearfishing. It's great.
Dude, the internet's a weird place because there's like videos that you can find and then like it gets memory hold and you can't find it anymore.
Yeah.
Years ago, I saw a video of this guy. He was in like a rubber inner tube, floating and like splashing and laughing and playing with a polar bear. And then all of a sudden the polar bear decided that he was hungry and fucking snatches down on this guy and he fucking blood curdling scream and everyone freaks out and then the end of the video. And I've never been able to find it again. And either I fucking dreamed this shit and it was so real that I'm remembering it like it was a YouTube video that I watched, or it was a YouTube video that I watched or whatever that I can't fucking find anymore.
It might have got
wonder-
taken down.
I wonder if anyone else has ever seen the video of like the fat white dude, older guy, in a fucking rubber inner tube who gets chomped on by a fucking polar bear. Or if I'm the only one and that was just a fucking dream. I want chicken to ban now. God damn it. Seriously, like that's one of the easiest meals to make. Can of cream of mushroom, couple florets of broccoli, cooked up chicken, loaf of bread, cheese. Boom. Throw it in the oven, pop it out when it's like brown and crispy on top, scoop some out. Deliciousness. Daniel dropped in $5, said, "You think the Megalodon is out there?" Lord Nightstrike can't answer because he's all-knowing.
I don't know, and I'm not all-knowing.
Carcharodon, Megalodon.
It
I
could
don't
be
think
out there.
so.
I am positive that the Megalodon is extinct, and we could go into the reasons why, but basically the great white, if it was in the same environment that the Megalodon was in, would probably have been as big as the Megalodon. The Megalodon only was that big because of the environmental factors that increased its size. Like, we could go into that, but basically the water and the air had more oxygen in it, and there was way more food available, and it made much bigger species.
Well, they said that the giant squid was impossible until they found some. So there might be one or two out there. You know, you never know.
I honestly think that if there were even one or two, we would have noticed them. Like the great whites that are around that are big are fractions of the size of them.
Right.
I don't think it's possible for them to be supplied with enough oxygen and food to support that body mass.
Well,
I would love it if they existed. Like, I would be terrified to go in the water, but like, if
Yeah,
there was
so would I.
a shark the size of a school bus, like, fuck, who wouldn't want that?
Right.
DC makes a great point, though. We have blue whales.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
blue whales are entirely different. They're a mammal, and they eat krill, not other large mammals.
There's also killer whales.
Yeah, but
Well, I'm just
killer
saying,
whales eat
blue
seals.
whales, the reason why that's significant is because in spite of dinosaurs or whatever other animals have ever existed on the planet, as far as we know, blue whales are the largest animal that's ever existed, and they're alive today. So
Yes, but a whale is very different from a shark. A shark needs oxygen and shit. The whale is a mammal. Mammals and fish are very different things. Like fish are close to a reptile.
Right. No, we're not arguing that.
I'm just saying, like, the whale is cool and big and whatever. And, like, honestly, it's cooler that whale exists because, like, there's no way it could harm us other than maybe swallowing us whole.
Or swallowing us with the fin.
Yeah, maybe.
Didn't the mean mustache Germans report finding one? I don't know. Did they? Did the Nazis find a megalodon?
Achtung, we don't talk about that.
I remember seeing, okay, and this is a really long time, like pre-internet, fucking old, right? The reports of, and I forget what they're called, the fucking Loch Ness Monster type fucking dinosaurs. What are those called?
Which ones?
With the long necks, but they lived on like in shallows and in waters, and they had fins, and they'd swim in the water and fucking eat fish. I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
Whatever it is that they think the fucking Loch Ness Monster is, they found the decayed remains of one of those, like frozen in I think it was the northern fucking area, like North Atlantic fucking ice sheets or whatever.
I think they called Loch Ness a plesiosaur or something like that.
Yeah, okay, so plesiosaur. So they basically found what could only be described as a plesiosaur frozen in the ice, like still flesh attached, skin attached, teeth intact.
Well, they found mammoths like that too.
But the plesiosaurs died 65 million years ago, though, is the thing.
I've never heard of them finding a plesiosaur in the ice. I would have heard about that.
Again, this was pre-internet, so this was like, who knows? It could have been a tabloid that I saw it, and I don't remember where I saw it.
They found and covered up.
Right. Well, this is a vague memory from back in the day, but I do remember seeing pictures of it. And there was other ones that they pulled up, like Russian fishermen pulling them up in nets and stuff, but they think that those were like dead whales that were decomposed that they picked up in the net, and like the body was deformed, so it looked like something that it wasn't, you know? Because when all that's left is their fucking ribs and spine and tail, they look like a whole different fucking creature than a whale. Again, I don't fucking know. Megalodon is tiny compared to a blue whale.
Yeah.
What did megalodons get to, like 40 feet? That's a good question. How big is a megalodon?
Actually, I found the article on the Loch Ness Monster they found it in Antarctica.
Again, it was so long ago that could very well be true. I don't remember.
I posted a link in the chat.
Okay, how big is a megalodon?
Pretty big.
15 to 18 meters. What is that?
The size of a school bus.
45 feet. That's a
Yeah.
big fucking shark, dude.
That is a big shark. I don't know. It might be bigger than a school bus. Maybe more like a transit bus.
Oh, here, I'll screen share this picture here. Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
Up to 60 feet long.
Okay, I see it now. You're right.
Damn.
That's ridiculous.
Weighs over 70 tons. That's as much as 10 African elephants. And compared to a great white shark, which is 20 feet, look at this thing, dude. It goes up to its butthole.
You have to correlate that, don't you?
That's a snack-sized bite for that fucking megalodon.
Well, dude, look at this diver. He'd fit. This thing is fucking Jaws, man. That's what Jaws was a megalodon. Isn't that what all the subsequent Jaws movies fucking concluded? Was that it was like a living megalodon?
More or less. Either that or it's a mutant great white. One of the two.
They found a new species of shark in Greenland like a year ago, Honda. Yeah, but giant shark I don't know.
No, not a giant shark.
Chili Bean dropped in $1 just to drop in $1. Jaws was based on a bull shark. That's true. That swam upriver and attacked a bunch of people in New England in turn of the century, 1900, something like that, if I remember correctly. Which is a crazy story by itself. You're like swimming in the fucking river, and then a fucking bull shark comes and chomps your ass. Like, fuck, dude. Like, God hates you. Daniel says, what happened to the gobber mints?
What happened was the government's banned assault sharks more than 40 feet long, and boom, no more Megalodon. Hashtag
there
logic.
we go. There we go. It's the gobberments got me fucking fucked up.
Governments.
Gall darn assault sharks, man, with laser beams on their head like they planned in that documentary with that fella with the funny accent. I think he was from England. Yeah, bull sharks can swim in fresh water.
Yeah.
I don't know, like sharks. I found
another shark that just lives in fresh water.
I don't know about that.
The dangerous sharks. Go ahead. Sorry.
The dangerous sharks to humans generally are either bull sharks, tiger sharks, or great white. If they're not one of those three, it's like rarer that you'll actually get injured from. Like you get bit by like a white tip reef shark or something like that from time to time, but it doesn't like generally cause a life-threatening injury. As far as the man eaters, the ones that kill people, those are the main three.
Mm-hmm.
You were going to say something, sorry?
I was just going to say, aren't bull sharks the only sharks that can go back and forth between fresh and saltwater?
I don't know. I know bull sharks can. I don't know if they're the only ones that can.
There are a couple freshwater sharks, and I know there are because I've seen a documentary on it. But I'm looking for the list. But you know,
when I was a kid, I wanted to be an oceanographer, right?
You wanted to be Jacques Cousteau.
And my parents scraped together enough money to buy a 400-gallon aquarium for me to buy fish and put whatever I wanted in. And I was at the fucking fish store, right? And it was a freshwater tank because if you go saltwater, it's a whole fucking bitch to get that done, right? So freshwater fish only. And we were at the fucking place and they were like, oh, and we have this shark. And I was like, can it live in fresh water? And the guy was like, yeah. And sold me this fucking shark so I could put it in my tank for a fuck ton of money for back then. I don't remember what it was. And I got this fucker home and I put him in the tank and he was dead within 2 days. I'm assuming because he needed salt water. Yeah. Fresh water wasn't good.
Yeah, no, the Greenland shark is found in fresh water, and they're like 21 feet long. Not 60 feet, but 21.
Hammerheads are cool.
Hammerheads are cool.
Mm-hmm.
They generally don't attack people, right? Like, you don't really normally hear about... I mean, like, they'll fucking scavenge on a human body if it's bobbing in the ocean, bleeding out fucking chum into the water, but they're not going to fucking go up and bite you just to see if you taste good.
They might.
Hold on, let's look that up. Hammerhead shark attack. According to the International Shark Attack Files, humans have been subject of 17 documented unprovoked attacks by hammerhead sharks. So yeah, it does happen, but it's not fucking very...
It's not often, no.
Not very likely. No. Not bloody likely, mate.
But that doesn't mean it can't happen.
What are their fucking head shaped like that for? Isn't it like sonar or fucking weird shit or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Helps them hunt in the fucking... Oh, you know what it is? It's they like eating the fish and the things that are hidden in like the bottom of the fucking, like the first layer of sand at the bottom of the ocean, wherever they're swimming, they can sense things that are there with their hammerhead, if I remember correctly, like the electromagnetic fucking signature of a living being. All right, we're getting into Shark Week, which means this chat's probably over. To be honest,
It probably. I mean, we got on a topic to talk about. We pretty much killed the topic, haven't we?
It just shows waiters know things about sharks too. So suck it, fucking internet. Anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. We'll do a couple chats this week. I was thinking about it since Matt's gone. For now, anyway, I'll do a Week in Geek kind of ish podcast on Monday, in addition to the regular Saturday Sunday chats that I do. So we'll do Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then maybe we'll do a Tuesday chat. I don't know. Those are the only days that I don't have work. So those are the only days that I can do chats. But anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Gay Frog chat. Peace out until then. Have a good night. Thanks for showing up.
Deuces, everyone.
Deuces.